let's continue. One good news, we are done with our first chapter, that is basic concepts. We now know the meaning of person, we know the meaning of previous year, we know the meaning of assessment year. But you will have to say with me at least once, almost in every lecture, the main charging section जो बोलता है क्या, income tax is payable by every person when in each assessment year on what, on the net taxable total income which was earned during the previous year. मतलब income will be earned in the previous year and tax will be paid in the assessment year. First we want to know who is that person. हमको लगा था every person means all of us, but now we know that it is not just us, it is 7 different categories of persons liable to pay tax. We call them assessees under the income tax law. Who are the 7 persons? Individual, HUF, company, firm, which will include LLP, AOP, BOI, local authority, artificial juridical person. These 7 categories of assessees will earn income when? In the previous year. And then once that year is over and the next year starts, so in the next year we calculate, and therefore the next year is called assessment year. Because the year for which we are calculating is over, we will call that year previous year. And towards the end of the lecture, I also gave you a very, very important thing, that every year is a previous year and the year after that is an assessment year. So for the purpose of my exam in May 23, I will have to learn the law of previous year 20 to 23, assessment year 23-24, that is the budget of 2022, which later became the Finance Act of 2022. Sir, before our exam there will be one more budget, but that will not be applicable. That will be applicable for May 24. What is the contribution of the budget, this exercise called budget? In the nation, it can have a lot of contribution. In your life as a CA student, what is the contribution of this activity called budget? One, it will give you the tax rates. Very good. Second, it will give you amendments. Tax rates we will learn in that one chapter after completing income. Once upon a time we used to do it at the beginning, assuming amount of income. But now because of old new ka concept, as I told you, that I can't do tax rates here, I will do it later. But I still give you some idea about slab rate system, company form, no slabs, directly flat rate of little idea. So that you understand a few things that are upcoming. And as far as amendments are concerned, as and when we go further in the chapters, amendment will be chapter by chapter, section by section. I'll tell you that this is an amendment. You'll know how I'll teach you something like this. Where every time there is an amendment, no, I'll say with effect from assessment year 23-24. This new section has come. Must ekdam red blood ka color I will use, so that you are clear that this is something new. Now, what is the importance of amendment as far as exams are concerned? The existing law, Institute has been asking already since quite some time. So if there is anything new, they get an opportunity to ask new questions, which is why amendments are a very, very important thing in CA exams. And while making the main textbook also, abhi if you must have scrolled, because yesterday so you were allotted the book. If you have flipped a few pages, so you must have observed whenever there is a new provision or any amendment, uska way of appearing in the book is such that if you are just turning the pages, it will catch your eyes. Bold, color, background change, etc. Something like that. Likewise, in the class notes also, we will do it like this. So it will catch your eyes immediately when you are revising. Okay. For now, we will go to our second chapter. First chapter is over. Third chapter onwards, we have to learn 9 chapters only for calculation of NTTI. Correct or no? 12th chapter will be our calculation of tax rates. So what is our second chapter? We are today going to learn a chapter called Residential Status, and full name of the chapter, first time I am telling you. Scope of a index mein dekh ke anyone can say. You are to saying scope of total income itna confidence ke saath that you know the law, you have come here to check whether I know it or not. You read the index and said it, is it? Or the textbook is open, or chapter is open. See, whatever be the case. Residential status and scope of total income is the actual full name of the chapter. Okay. That means this chapter will be divided in 2 parts. Part 1, residential status. Part 2, scope of total income. Okay. Under the residential status part, whoever is the person liable to pay tax, assessee liable to pay tax, will be divided in two categories: resident and non-resident. Casually we said Indian going and earning income outside India, foreigner coming and earning. There is nothing called a foreigner in income tax law, because you are learning for the first time. Casually you know foreigner. It is not a foreigner, it is a non-resident. Okay. And as far as your income is concerned, in scope of total income, our income is going to be divided in two categories: Indian income and foreign income. So we have to learn four things: resident, non-resident. That's the first part of the chapter, residential status. And we have to learn two more things: Indian income, foreign income. That's the second part of the chapter, scope of total income. Two distinct parts. Is that understood? Okay. Sir, what is going to happen is, a resident can have Indian income, that means earning income in India, or you can go abroad and have foreign income. Yeah, Asia Cup took place in which country? That means, can I say Indians have gone outside, they are earning over there? Resident ka foreign income, do you understand? Likewise, can a non-resident also have Indian income? If any tournament is taking place in India, IPL, they are coming and earning here. And non-resident ka foreign income. These will be the four possibilities. These same four possibilities can be done on the right side also. See if you understand. Indian income can be earned by resident and non-resident, and foreign income can be earned by resident and non-resident. These are not separate four possibilities. If you understand, resident having Indian income is same as Indian income earned by a resident. Barabar hai? Resident having foreign income is same as this. Non-resident having Indian income is this, Indian income of non-resident. And non-resident having foreign income is this. So whether you learn it income wise or assessee wise, that does not make any difference. Effectively, there are only four possibilities. What are the four possibilities? Let's summarize them one by one. First, a resident having if I ask a 3-year-old kid, my son is 3 years old. If I ask him, no, this much tax, he also knows. You want to guess? I am giving you two options. Taxable or not taxable. What do you think? And that's what I said. Even a 3-year-old kid will be able to answer this. Obviously, it is going to be taxable. You think you'll get marks for answering this? Obviously, no. Sure. Easy. You know, let's not go to complicated things. Naito tomorrow you will not come only. Let's talk about easy things. Once again, very easy. A non-resident having. One thing everyone is clear, whether you take the combo from the right side of the chart or left side of the chart, effectively there are only 4 combos. 3-year-old kid will answer this also. Obviously, not taxable. Imagine Obama, he has retired from everything now, past president of America. After retirement, he has started kheti, agriculture in America. Post retirement, he picks up. America mein aisa hota hai, after becoming president, once you retire, then also you have to pick up an ordinary job. In India, once a person becomes a chota corporator also, no, 3-4 generations will earn money. 3-4 generations will not have to work for money purposes. Correct, no? So Obama is doing some work in some American company. He is getting paid salary in that country. Is he earning income? So what will we tell him? Hey, Obama, you are earning income, and our income tax law says whenever someone earns income, you have to pay tax. So Obama, You have to pay tax. Because income, so we have income tax law in India, no? So you have to pay tax. Mitro, Obama to bhar dega. If you do this to Trump, he has also retired, no? वो बम फोड़ के जाएगा ही. Obviously, it is not going to be taxable. So out of the 4 possibilities in the chapter, 2 are ridiculously easy. Do you agree? Our focus is going to be on the following 2 situations. Which? First, guess no. You say I'll write. Only 2 combos are left out of 4. Resident having foreign income. Very good. Second, non-resident having these are doubtful situations. Correct? And let me answer these doubts here itself. Both situations you have to pay. I'll speak 2 sentences, see if you understand. If you are a resident, your global income is taxable in India. Global income bolo, world income bolo, income earned anywhere in the world is taxable if you are a resident. That's the first line. That makes this clear. I'll speak one more line. If any income is generated in India, the land of this country has earned this income for you. Then no matter who you are, it is your responsibility to pay this land its share of taxes. People who are from here will obviously pay. But if an outsider comes and earns, take IPL as an example only. Bhikaris from the world come to India to make money. You have to pay tax. Because this country ka land has generated that money for you. Pay its share. And effectively the only place or case where there will be no tax is a non-resident having foreign income, which does not require to be explained. We can't tax any American on his income in America. Obviously, government does not have that authority on it. Okay. So 2 lines I'll summarize. Abhi to explanation tha. Summarize karu to. Do you see? See if you understand. A resident pays tax on world bolo ya global income. Global income. So Indian income or foreign income, which income will be taxable for resident? Both. And second line, Indian income is going to be taxable for everyone. Resident or non-resident, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's a short summary of the second chapter that we have just started, which is the chapter residential status and scope of income. See, if you go and observe the charging section, 5 things we have to learn to finish our subject. 3 are done in the second lecture itself, person previous year assessment here. So we are left with 2 things. Which 2 things? Residential status and scope of, sorry, क्या बोल रहा है? हाँ भी साथ में बोलते बोलते भी 2 things are left. What 2 things? Net taxable total income and calculation of tax. And our full syllabus is only calculation of income and tax. Obviously, we will learn income calculation first. Then we go to tax rates. Correct? But income calculation will directly get affected with this part. A particular income will be included in the taxable income or not included in the taxable income. You can't decide without this knowledge. And that is the reason before we start income calculation, we need to know residential status and scope of total income, which is very simply summarized. What is residential status? Quick summary. What is residential status? Persons, that is assessees, liable to pay tax will be divided in 2 categories. That is resident and non-resident. We will stop calling them Indians and foreigners from now onwards. There is nothing called foreigner in income tax. It is resident and non-resident. And likewise, your incomes under scope of total income, your incomes will be divided into Indian income and foreign income. Correct? And what are the combos? 4 combos. Resident Indian income, non-resident Indian income. Correct hai? Resident foreign income, non-resident foreign income. Now whether you make the combo from year, whether you make the combo from year or year, hai to 4 hi na? Yes. And we have also studied the taxability of all the 4 combos. Very quickly. Resident and Indian income? Taxable. Non-resident and foreign income?
Not taxable.
Resident and foreign income?
Taxable.
Arey foreign income! Foreign?
But resident.
I like that. But resident. Very good. Non-resident Indian income. But non-resident! Understood. You know what? Knowing this is required. Without this, you can't learn income calculation. But do you think that, sir, now I have understood. कि non-resident होगा तो only Indian income, resident होगा तो world income. And we can go to income calculation. नहीं ना sir. नहीं. How can you now go to income calculation without learning? How does one become resident? What do you mean by resident? You stay in India full year 365 days. So resident. Okay. Someone stays full year outside India, maybe to non-resident. Take care. What if someone stays in India for 6 months and outside India for 6 months? No, I am not giving an answer or asking for an answer. I am discussing a question with you. How can you decide or how will you decide that residential status का part is given? तुम लोग ये सब किधर? This is the first time you are learning direct tax in your life that you're telling me. Foundation के law में they have introduced CAA इसका tax का residential status. That is resident as per tax. What is that? 182. नहीं, go ahead. Continue. जो भी है present day का tell me now.
To incorporate, like we have to be a member, we have to be a resident, we have to be an Indian, and to qualify him as an Indian, he has to stay in India for the last year or more than 120.
हो गया? Now let law remain in law. Okay? Because tax residential status may be similar but not same. So do not mix it up. It would have been good if there was one common system. If for any law of the country, this is the definition of resident. Same definition in all the laws. But that is not the case. So let law remain in law. Tax ka resident or non-resident. That residential part is given in section 6. This will tell us when does one become resident or when does one become non-resident. And some are like, sir, ठीक है चल, तो ये वाला part अपन कर लिया ना, resident and non-resident, then तो done? Not done, no मित्रों. Then you have to go to the second part and in section 5 go and learn what do you mean by Indian income and what do you mean by foreign income. Some are like, sir, ये भी कराएगा. Listen, I am working in India. I am getting paid in India. Stupid question to ask whether it is Indian income or foreign income. Correct? Eh? Very good. Supposingly, I have an uncle who is staying in America. He is working there. He is earning there. That's foreign income. Then need not even, we need not discuss that also. But now, supposingly, I work for an organization in India. Then I go abroad with my family. Suddenly my cash is over. I make a call. Yes, sir, I am here, I am stuck, I need cash. Well, don't worry. मेरा contact दुनिया भर में. My students are everywhere in the world. तो सर ने कॉल किया, one of his past students in Singapore. बोला यार, ये आया है उसको, just give him some cash. No? Means I worked here, I got paid in Singapore. And that is Indian income or foreign income? I am not asking you for the answer. I am creating a question. Mahal. We are learning a chapter. What is going to come in this chapter? That is what I am discussing with. So, you work here, get paid here, it is Indian income. You work abroad and get paid abroad, it is foreign income. But I work here and I get paid in Singapore. Indian or foreign? Question mark. Don't give the answer. It can be the reverse also. Someone is working in Singapore for some company, comes to holiday for a holiday in Mumbai. The other area, West Main, near the station, Manish Market, purse marli. I wonder how people must have maintained social distance in the other West. Half would have reached Pune only to maintain distance. So that Singapore ka citizen who is in India, he calls his boss over there. Sir, I need money. And that boss arranges for money here. Work there, get paid here. That's a question mark. Don't give the answer. We have to discuss whether it is Indian income or foreign income. समझा क्या? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to learn 4 things. Meaning of resident, non-resident. Meaning of Indian income, foreign income. Once we learn these 4 things, then chapter is over because the tax treatment is already complete. Resident has to pay tax on world income and non-resident has to pay tax on Indian income. Indian income will be taxable for everyone. That's the chapter for you. Are we clear? Very good question. Very good question. That country will also take tax. Resident having foreign income has to pay tax in India. But he must have paid tax in that country also. Correct? Let me give you one more situation now that you have brought it up. Non-resident is earning income in India. Is he supposed to pay tax?
Yes.
Indian income taxable for all. Your non-resident will be resident in some country, no? He will pay tax in that country on the basis of his residence there. Like India is levying tax on the basis of residence. So, resident here, source outside, or resident outside, source here. This is known as double taxation. What is it called? Double taxation. When the same income of the same person is taxed in 2 countries, one country because of residence, other country because of source. He has to pay. If that is your question, does he have to pay tax in both countries? Provided that that country also levies income tax. Sir, matlab there are some countries in the world which don't levy income tax at all. They are called tax heaven. Heaven matlab swarg wala heaven nahi. Heaven nahi. Havan nahi. Heaven. There are some countries which have no income tax. UAE, Dubai, no income tax. They recently introduced 5% VAT. And Dubai trips became expensive. Income tax nahi hai. They have tel ka kuwa. Fry your pakoras. So if that country does not have income tax, then the question of double taxation will not arise. But if there is a country which also has income tax, so your resident, their source, both places you have to pay tax, or their resident, your source, both places you have to pay tax. And for this, we have a chapter called Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement, also known as Double Taxation Relief. We will reduce some portion from your tax liability in one of the 2 countries. Double taxation is genuine hardship. No? We are Marwadis. We don't want to pay single tax also. Double tax is out of question. Single tax also ro ke bhi. Double tax is out of question. Correct or no? We will give you relief. One of the 2 countries will reduce your tax liability. You understood this? First chapter of CA Final Directives. Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement, also known as Double Taxation Relief. Your question was only what? Sir, with that country, will that country also levy tax? You've got your answer, but I think you've got much more than what you wanted as an answer. Okay?
So, but then which country will let, let's say, suppose I'm working in India first. In India, working for it. Over there also tax I have to pay. Oh, in India also I have to pay. So, which country ka tax liability would decrease? How do I choose between them?
Double taxation avoidance agreement. The two countries will enter into an agreement with each other. It is also called as treaty. Agar school mein history padha hai. It is also called as a convention. When multiple countries become party to an agreement, a document, we also internationally refer to it as convention. And most conventions are given the name of the city in which that convention was done. For example, Geneva Convention, Vienna Convention, Islamabad Convention, something like that. Okay, so this is an agreement between the two countries, and in this agreement we will write down interest income, I will take tax, you don't take. Royalty income, I will take tax, you don't take. Business income and capital gains, you take tax, I will not take. They mention this income by income, that one of the countries will take tax, other will leave tax. CA final international tax. CA final direct tax nahi, international tax. Because multiple countries are involved, all that becomes a part of the syllabus of direct tax. वैसे direct tax in final CA is 100 marks. That also includes 30 marks international tax. If you have seniors, they must have told you at some point of time. That 100 marks includes compulsory 30 marks international tax. Plus, there is a separate 100 mark paper, which is an elective paper. If you remember, I told you about that you can choose it out of the multiple options available. Okay. So that is where all this comes. At a very, very advanced level. Still interested in knowing this? I have an option for that also. First 5 chapters of CA Final Direct Tax are uploaded on YouTube. First 5 chapters. With a challenge that after you watch these 5 chapters, join anybody else's class. I know whoever watches those 5 chapters will never join anybody else's class. I know that, and I know that very well. So for all the anxiety, and I love this, because normally inter students, like, you will say taxable, so we will write taxable. You will say not taxable, why do we want to, or we have to discuss anything with you? But this interest in learning something more, I really like it. And when you want to learn something more, then by default I also want to do or teach something more. But this is a part of not inter but final syllabus. That chapter is still there. In fact, in 2 languages, Hindi mein and English mein, whichever language you are comfortable. Okay. Being from South Mumbai obviously gives this advantage of full command over English as well as Hindi. आणि गरज असली तर मराठीमध्ये बोलेल. परफेक्ट येते मला. पाहिजे का तुम्हाला? नाही. शेवटी आपल्याला एक्झाम तर इंग्रजीमध्येच द्यायचं. करेक्ट नो? तो लेट्स फोकस ऑन 4 things we have to learn. What are the 4 things? Come on. assessee के लिए divide him into resident and non-resident, and income के लिए we divide into Indian income and foreign income. I know you all have now understood this, but very quickly to summarize before we start going into the detail. We have only introduced the chapter. Now we have to go into the details of the chapter. I know you have understood, but very quickly. Resident Indian income,
Taxable.
resident foreign income,
Taxable.
non-resident Indian income,
Taxable.
non-resident foreign income.
Non-taxable.
Very good. So, अब we will go to the first part of the chapter, that is residential status. Residential status. And here we are going to learn residential status of different persons. Briefly, you have understood that they are divided into resident and non-resident, but the discussion is given person by person. Means, how many people in the definition of person, how many categories are created? Total of 7. It is given person by person. For example, for individual, the way of deciding resident, non-resident is different. So for HUF, it is different. For firm, it is different. it is given person by person. So we will go to, in the order of the definition of person only, we will go to learning. First, for individual, how do you decide whether the individual is resident or non-resident? सबसे पहले we will decide for whom? Individual. For the purpose of levying tax, individual, natural person, human being, you, me, all of us, correct or no? Yes. Are divided into two main categories, resident and non-resident. Correct? Yes. If you are resident, then you pay tax on world income. If you are non-resident, then you pay tax on Indian income. But that Indian income is what and foreign income is what? That is part 2 of the chapter. We can go to it part by part. We'll finish this, then only go to the second part. Common sense. But under individual, there is further classification. अब बोलना law में ये भी था. No. If you are a resident, you will further be classified into something called resident and ordinarily resident, very famously and popularly known as ROR, resident and ordinarily resident. So that's a subcategory under which class? Resident. And second, resident but not ordinarily resident, that is RNOR. ROR and RNOR are acceptable short forms in exam, and of course here we say NR. These are acceptable short forms. At any point of time, if you have written ROR or RNOR or NR, accepted, no problem. Certain short forms are accepted, but certain short forms are not accepted. I will tell you whichever are okay. Alright, so we are going to divide individuals into primarily two categories, but then the first category has got a further classification into ordinary and not ordinary. So effectively it will be three categories. An individual can be 1. Resident and ordinarily resident. 2. Resident but not ordinarily resident. 3. Non-resident. As we proceed further in the chapter, we will understand the difference between ROR, RNOR, NR. Right now we only know this much: resident world income, non-resident Indian income. And this will be taught to you in 2 steps. Step number 1 we will decide whether the individual, this is only for individuals, this is only for natural persons. If the assessee is HUF, if the assessee is company, if the assessee is firm, this is not applicable. We will learn it separately. Right now we are learning for the first assessee, that is individual, natural person, human being. First we will divide, in step 1 we will divide individual into resident and non-resident. And in step 2 we will divide the individual into ROR, RNOR. Is this clear? Then see if you understand the following sentence. Any person can become ordinary or not ordinary resident only if the person first becomes a resident. नहीं, ठीक है. Let me try it in one more way, second attempt. See है ना? कोई बात. Step 2 will be performed only if answer of step 1 is resident, otherwise nahi. Is that understood? Under ordinary there is, under non-resident there is no further breakup. Ordinary non-resident cannot ordinary non-resident. There is no such breakup only. The breakup of ordinary or not ordinary exists only under resident. So, are we clear of what we are going to learn in our steps, step 1 and step 2? Let me see. I take you to step 1. Please tell me, what am I going to teach you in this step? Whether the person is okay. Whether the person is resident or non-resident. That's my step 1. Once I am done with this, then I take you to step 2. That is ordinary or not ordinary. Once that is done, then we go to the second assessee HUF. Then company, then firm, then AOPBOI. Like this we finish for 7 persons. With that we finish the first part of the chapter, residential status. Guess what will be next? Scope of total income, where I will define for you what is Indian income, what is foreign income. That is when you can say, "Ha sir, I have understood this." Right now, even if you give me these answers, you can't say that you have understood. See, any student who understands this now, chapter 2 is over. Let's go to the third chapter. Understanding all this is your chapter number 2. Have you understood this? Mitro? हाँ, तो step 1 में we are deciding for individual assessees whether you are resident or non-resident. Okay. Condition 1. An individual will be treated as a resident if, that means if you fulfill the condition that I am going to write, you will be treated as a resident. If you have been in India for a period of 182 days or more. Look what I speak and look what I write. 182 days or more. If it was more than 182, I would have written this. Is equal to 182 also covered? So we have to write it like this. Exact 182 or more than 182. Any person who has been in India for a period of 182 days or more during the relevant previous year, is a resident. If you were in India matlab we are talking about physical presence in India. If you were physically present in India for a period of 182 days or more during the previous year, you are a resident. इसके लिए you have to answer a very important question. Which is the previous year applicable for your exam? That means we will check this 182 days ka period during this period. Even November 23 ka intermediate students will check in the same period. May 24 ka students will check from 1/4/23 to 31st March 24. Knowing which previous year and assessment year is applicable for my exam is also a very, very important task of every CA student. If you don't know that, you will check it in the wrong year. First of all, do you have the brain to understand my number of days in this year can be different from my number of days in this year? Okay, every year there is a rule I have to stay in India for the same number of days. Is it possible that 1 year I did not stay for a single day or 1 year I stayed for the full year and vice versa? Yes? Not possible. I am asking you, is it possible that 1 year I stayed in India, not at all, 0 days, and 1 year, full 365 days I was in India? And the other way, reverse? 1 year, full year I was in India, and this year I was not in India for a single day. That means the question is to be answered in a yes or no by all. Can stay in India change year on year basis?
Yes.
So in that year which is applicable for your exam, you will check 180 days. You can't check for the year before that or after that. You have to check for the year, the previous year. The previous year. So you don't check in the assessment year when you are calculating. In the assessment year, you just have to calculate. Assessee should fulfill in the previous year, whatever be the case, resident or non-resident. Assessment year is only to calculate and finish the case. Conditions have to be fulfilled in the previous year. If you were in India for a period of 182 days or more during the previous year, to Mitro, you are, congratulations, you have become a resident. Is it something to congratulate? Think about it. Shall we congratulate someone? Because he has completed 182 days. Congratulations. Shall we? नहीं? क्यों नहीं? Why no? बोलना. अच्छा, every year you have completed 182 days. अभी congratulations. अभी is it good news or bad news that you have become resident? चलो वो बताओ. हाँ. You all understood?
Yes.
Unless you are very, very patriotic and you sing patriotic songs every Independence Day, Bharat Mata ki jai, Bharat Mata ki jai, being resident is of no other use. It will make you pay tax on income earned across the globe. Always better to be, समझा क्या? Always better to be non-resident, so that at least your foreign income you don't have to pay tax. Understood? So can I say that if I stay in 182, if I stay in India for 182 days, that means I will have to pay tax on my world income? Because I have become a resident. Understood? 100%. But I have some points to be noted with respect to this condition. Everyone in general understood that 182 day works out to be almost 50%, that is half of the year. And if I spend that much time in India, I don't have to be in India for the full year to be resident. If I spend only 6 months, 182 days in India, then Indian taxation law will call me a resident and tax me on my world income. Samjha? But some points to be noted about this 182. This is taught only to intermediate students. Final students by default know this. You can't come to CA final if you don't know this. But inter students are learning for the first time. So you need to know this. Focus karo. Equal to 182 also covered. Habit is habit. Those who don't read properly, they fix this in their brain. 182 से ज्यादा हुआ ना तो resident. More than 182 तो resident. More than 182 resident. See, at 181 you are non-resident. At 185 you are resident. And everyone understands. And this is ICAI. This is CA ka exam. They will ask you exactly what you don't know. They will ask you a question on exact 182. Then you will know. 182 equal to किधर था रे? Covered था क्या नहीं covered था? Now let's answer. Right now it is in front of you. Is equal to also covered?
Yes.
That means equal to 182 will also make you?
Yes.
Second, ये point should be noted. Will help you understand the condition better. Second, confusion चाहिए ही नहीं. Whether it is a leap year or मित्रों, it is still going to be 182 only. हाँ तो कहीं ऐसा नहीं लगे कि सर 20 to 23 is not a leap year, because यहाँ पे February will be February 23 का ना. February in 2023 will have only 28 days. But then imagine the students who are giving exams in May 24. Some friend of yours will be giving exams in May 24. उनका previous year. So February of which year?
24.
That means February will have. तो सर अभी 183 करने का ना, चल. It is going to be 182 days under all circumstances. The law, section 6, where residential status is given, does not distinguish between leap year and non-leap year. 182 days or more during the relevant previous year. So obviously you will have to go and check the previous year applicable for your exam. The previous year for which you are calculating tax. It can be different stay in 22-23 and different stay in 21-22. You want to calculate for which year? Check stay of that year. Minimum 182 is equal to covered? Yes. In leap year 183? No. In leap year also it will remain a criteria of 182 days. Next. This stay need not be. Confusion चाहिए ही नहीं. All the doubts that are coming in your mind will become my points one by one. By the end of my points, all doubts are going to get over. Need not be continuous. So supposingly I come to India for 60 days. Then I leave for 10 days. Then I come back for another 60 days. Then I leave for 10 days. Then I come back for another 62 days. 60 plus 60 plus 62. And all of that has to be in the same year. Which means my timeline started from April. नहीं तो you will be like कि sir नहीं वो 15 मार्च को गया and then 15th May को आया तो obviously you will count from April to March. You have to count it that way. Okay. So my 60, 60 and 62 all are in the same previous year. It need not be continuous. Is the criteria of 182 fulfilled? Equal to is also allowed. If it was a leap year then 182, it need not be continuous. It need not be continuous. Is that clear? Next. Which place in India? Doesn't matter. Sir, matlab in India during those 182 days, whether you were in Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Kochi, Guntur, where you were during those 182 days, doesn't matter. All the 182 days need not be in the same city. ऐसा नहीं सर 90 days के लिए I was in Mumbai and 92 days के लिए I was in Delhi, so I have not completed 182 anywhere, sir. But Mumbai and Delhi both are in India. Which place in India is irrelevant? Whether it is continuous or no, irrelevant. Leap year or non-leap year, irrelevant. Equal to 182 in India, matlab you are a resident. Congratulate the SSC? No. Why? World income is going to be taxable now that you have become a resident. Can I also say like this? Okay, if you want to save tax, then stay in India only for 181 days.
Yes, sir.
At least foreign income pay you will be able to save tax. Chartered accountants are not expected to tell this to their clients. Chartered accountants are expected to tell कि 181 करना. Then I will be able to save your tax. You have to give them task. आप समझा क्या? Okay.
World income tax will be paying at the assessment.
So question क्या है? Tax will always be paid in the assessment year.
No, that course was
Income will be earned in the previous year. Previous year is over. Now we have entered the. Now we will calculate the total income. We will calculate the tax and pay. That's a principle that I have taught you. But some point of time in your syllabus, I will divert from this principle because income tax law will teach us a concept of advance tax. Where in the middle of the year, on different dates, you are supposed to pay something called advance tax. Coincidentally, tomorrow 15 September is a due date of advance tax as per income tax law. Very good. Previous year 20 to 20. Full year you will earn income. Then your assessment year will start. This is where you will calculate your income and pay tax on this income year. Correct? That means something that you earned here on the 1st of April, uska tax also government is getting here. Government says, bro, one line I will tell you. You know, sometimes people can talk for hours and you don't understand, and sometimes one line is also enough. Listen, bro. The moment you earn income, we earn tax. Was this line enough?
Yes,
The moment you earn income, we earn tax. We will not wait for the year to get it. Estimate your liability and pay little tax. 15th June, 15th September, 15th December, 15th March. Pay little tax and keep on earning your income. Year will get over. We will enter the assessment year. This is where we know your full income. Calculate your full tax. Whatever you have already paid, we call it advance. Adjust this. Is it possible that you have paid less than what is your final liability, pay the difference. That is called a self-assessment tax. Alternatively, is it possible that I have ended up paying more advance tax than my tax liability? Take refund. Both options are there. So final liability you calculate only after year gets over in the assessment year. But government will not wait for money. They also have their expenses, no? So we have to pay them advance tax. Logic kya hai sir advance tax ka? When the year is going on, why do they want money now? Because your money does not belong to you. A part of it belongs to the government. And they will not wait for the year to get over. They also have their expenses. That's advance tax. On the similar lines, there is one more concept called a TDS, tax deducted at source. Full form के अलावा और कुछ मालूम है क्या? कॉन्फिडेंट, हाँ, टैक्स डिडक्टेड एट सोर्स. जैसे कि टुमारो यू आर ओनली गोइंग टू टीच मी. नहीं, A is making a payment to B. That means can I say A is the source of income for B? This income that A is paying to B will be added in the income of B. For example, employer is the source for employee. For example, client is the source for CA, patient is the source for doctor. On this income, do you have to pay tax? So this person who is paying you will deduct some tax. Matlab, if this person was supposed to pay you 1 lakh, will pay you only 90,000. Example, 10% tax. Every payment has different rate of TDS. But I took purposely 10% ka example for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, maximum cases 10% rate is given. Most cases. Reason number 2, we are professionals, chartered accountants, professors. We get paid something called professional fees. Uska rate of TDS is 10%. That means my client who is paying me 1 lakh or any coaching class where I am working is paying me 1 lakh. They will not pay 1 lakh, they will deduct 10% and pay me only 90,000. Government is telling this coaching class, how much were you supposed to pay to the professor? 1 lakh. But don't pay 1 lakh, pay only. Coaching class be like, yes, discount. Nahin. That 10,000 that you have paid me less, you have to pay to the government. Coaching class will go and tell the government, hi government, take this tax, take this advance tax, take this advance tax. Kiska? Uska nahi, mera. It is my advance tax which is being paid. You know what? The class is only acting as an intermediary. Actually, that is my money only. It was deducted from my payment. It is as good as the class has paid me full 1 lakh. And I have paid 10,000 ka advance tax. Think about it. In that case, class ka outflow will be full 1 lakh. And right now also class is paying me 90 and government 10. So can I say full outflow 1 lakh? Let's talk about me. Okay, let's talk about government. Government gets 10,000 advance tax from me over there. Yeah, 10,000 from the class over there. Okay, so government is at the same position. Let's talk about me. Okay, if the class gives me full 1 lakh, I have income of 1 lakh. On that I have to pay tax. If the class gives me 90, I have still got the remaining 10 in the form of an advance tax credit. At the end of the year, whenever my liability will be calculated, this much of advance tax also be reduced from our liability, no? So that amount of TDS also will be reduced from my liability. In other words, I have got full 1 lakh, 90 in cash and 10,000 as credit against my final tax liability. Dekho, first of all, this 1 lakh cannot be my only income for the year. No? Like this 1 lakh, there will be 100 different incomes. Together, that will make my total income. On that total income, we will calculate the tax liability. That's my tax payable to the government. But some tax certain organizations have already deducted from my payment and paid to the government. That is called TDS. So that amount will be adjusted against my liability in the same manner as advance tax. If more deducted, then refund. If less deducted, then I have to pay. And the whole idea is again same. That we will not wait for the year end to recover taxes. We want taxes immediately. That is why we have the concept of TDS, that is tax deducted. We have the concept of advance tax. That is why we have these concepts. You all understood his question? TDS ka rates are different from tax rates. Have I answered your question or you want me to further explain? Tax ka rate can be 0, 5, 20, 30. That will depend on my total income. TDS is given at flat rate. Professional fees 10%. Rent अगर building का है तो 10%, plant and machinery का है तो 2%. So deduction will be happening at random rates. And actual tax calculation will be happening at different rates. So actual liability will be different from the TDS deducted. Slabs nahi hai, but yes, it is given that professional fees up to 30,000 don't deduct. More than 30 then deduct. But that deduct at 10%. Now understand, supposingly someone is paying me 1 lakh. That's more than 30. So 10,000 TDS will be deducted. 1 lakh दे रहा है, 10,000 TDS will be deducted. Excess के ऊपर TDS नहीं आता है. Once you cross 30, it will come on the entire amount. Okay? But in income tax calculation, this 1 lakh is less than 250. My liability will be 0. So which is why it is possible that the TDS deducted is different from my liability. And we have to do the same thing which we did in advance tax. Calculate liability after year gets over. Whatever is the advance tax during the year, take credit. Whatever is the TDS during the year, also take credit of that TDS. All this I never discuss with inter students. Inter के students को I tell in one line. One line में. If you are ever given a question which gives you TDS, add that amount in income and less that amount from tax. ज़्यादा load you don't take also, because life is going to give you बहुत सारा load in the coming years. If TDS का amount is given, add in income, less in tax. But I will not do that with you guys. Did you understand how or why? With you guys I will discuss, because I know your caliber. 1 lakh I was supposed to get, but I got only? Not really, because the 10,000 also has come to me in the form of credit. So effectively I have got full 1 lakh. That 1 lakh will be added in my income, aggregated with other incomes, calculate total income, calculate tax on that total income. That is my tax liability towards the government, minus 10,000. Which is why I say 10,000 ko add in income, because in income I have to take full 1 lakh. But less from tax. Add in income, less from tax. Only people of your caliber understand at inter level. Some don't understand this at final level also. It depends on who you learn it from. That is also a very important factor. But seriously, I am telling you, some people don't understand this at final level also. But did you understand what I said?
Yes,
So, point was, you started it, no? No, you started it. What did you ask me? वो भूल गया. हाँ. You asked me direct advance tax नहीं. You asked me something. You asked me, sir, that tax will be paid after year will get over, no? Which is what I have taught you till now. Tax will be paid in the assessment year. In inter, I don't go also beyond this. I tell about advance tax when I come to the chapter advance tax, which is after income calculation, after tax calculation, after everything gets over. Okay? But, एक minute. But have you understood? Tax will be paid in the assessment year, subject to advance tax TDS. बोल. Modi ji has changed everything that the British were following. They were following different date of budget. They were following a different time of the budget. Status को होता है, status को वर्ड सुना? वो टी शर्ट का ब्रांड नहीं. Status को मतलब something जो चला आ रहा है, तो people don't or should not question it. If you question the status quo, that means you are wrong. Because the answer that you will get is, इतने टाइम से चला आ रहा है, so why you are questioning? I will not talk about tax, something else. मेरा जो पुराना हाउस था ना, I told you no, I shifted to Lalbagh from Charni Road 3 years ago. तो पुराना हाउस था ना, एक proper गुज्जूस, मतलब all typical गुज्जूस. The language of communication was गुज्जूस, official or unofficial, all the communication will be in Gujarati. वो AGM का letter they used to send in Gujarati. ऐसा नहीं है कि I don't know how to read. अगर न्यूज़पेपर का printed है ना, तो I can read थोड़ा थोड़ा 1, 1, 2, 3 थोड़ा थोड़ा read किया तो I'll understand what the word is. But that guy, that manager who used to write it in his hand and then take Xerox and send it to, उसका handwriting was तो खतरनाक, मेरे से भी खतरनाक. Danger. Never understood anything. Then I went and told in the society meeting, sir, we are living in India. પહેલે તો મેં બોલા કે પ્લીઝ ગિવ ઇન ઇંગ્લિશ, તો દે આર લાઈક કે તમે બહુ ભણી ગયા એટલે 2 લાઈન કે 3 લાઈન તો આઈ ડિડ નોટ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ ઓનલી, તમે ભણી લીધા એટલે ઇંગ્લિશ શું હોય છે? 100 વર્ષથી સોસાયટીમાં આ જ ચાલે છે. આઈ ટ્રાન્સલેટ. आई सेड डोंट गिव इंग्लिश. इंडिया है ना, हिंदी में दो. आई एम नॉट फोर्सिंग दैट यू लर्न इंग्लिश, बट यू डोंट फोर्स मी टू लर्न गुजराती. अरे मेरा दिमाग सटका ना. दिस इज महाराष्ट्र. मराठी में लिख दो. महाराष्ट्र मध्ये कशाला आहे गुजराती? कशाला काय को? यू वॉन्ट टू वर्क हियर, अर्न हियर, एवरीथिंग यू वॉन्ट फ्रॉम महाराष्ट्र, बट मारो गुजरात बाय birth we got, I got. Anybody who was born outside Maharashtra here? No. Birth Maharashtra ne diya, recognition Maharashtra is giving, food Maharashtra is giving, employment Maharashtra is giving, everything Maharashtra is giving, and then letters you want to write in Gujarati? Then go and stay there, Gaddar. I said mera satka na, so I will go and complain to the local shaka of any of these political parties, and they want a reason only to come and break things. मैं जाके बोल देगा. They said don't challenge the status quo. सुनो, that was your question. 100 साल से चल रहा है इसलिए ये चल रहा है. And that way मोदी जी has tried बार बार to change it. Whatever is going on, what times. मोदी जी का तो हॉबी है, like आंटी का हॉबी is amendments, no? मोदी जी का हॉबी is to change things. Seriously? आपको नहीं पता? मोदी जी, एक तो देखो मोदी जी does not have a wife at home, ठीक है? So every evening when he reaches home, no, he is free to get ideas. He is free to think. When Modi ji comes home, he does not have to face stupid questions. What did you eat today? तेरा काम करना दगड़. तेरे को क्या करना है? What did you eat today? अरे how was your day? तेरे से बात करना चालू किया तब तक तो अच्छा था. अभी now I don't know. But Modi ji has got a sorted life. He does not have all these problems. So every time he reaches home in the evening, he is like, कल क्या नया करूं, क्या कैसे कंट्री में चेंज लाऊं, चल let me change the full indirect tax. तो सब निकाल दिया, सेल्स टैक्स, वैट, एवरीथिंग रिमूव, एंड ही ब्रॉट जीएसटी. लाइक और क्या नया करूं, all the notes change. There is not a single, अभी जो प्रिंट होने वाला करेंसी है, everything has started after 2014 भी नहीं, 16 के बाद. 2000 का नोट्स तो came only after demonetization. 500 का न्यू नोट्स, डू वी नो? 200 का नोट्स ऑल्सो रीसेंट. 100 का नोट पर्पल कलर कर दिया, 50 का नोट वो लाइट ग्रीन कलर का कर दिया, 20 रुपीज का वो येलो कलर का नोट कर दिया, 10 रुपीज का नोट चेंज, 20 का कॉइन इंट्रोड्यूस, 10 का न्यू कॉइन इंट्रोड्यूस, 1 रुपी 2 रुपी का कॉइन्स ऑल्सो चेंज. मोदी जी फ्री है ना, ही वांट्स टू कीप ऑन चेंजिंग थिंग्स. सीरियसली. तो like this he has also changed. जो 28 फरवरी का बजट है 1 फरवरी को, he has also changed. जो बजट का टाइम इवनिंग 5 o'clock था उसको मॉर्निंग 10 o'clock किया. Anybody brings to his notice, he is ready to change it. Already our government has on a couple of occasions proposed that soon we will change financial year to calendar year. बोल के उनका भरोसा नहीं है, next day they can start it. And problem with this government, the biggest problem is that they don't listen to anyone. बस शिवगामी दे दिए, मेरा मैंने बोल दिया फाइनल. सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम विद दिस गवर्नमेंट इज दिस. ओके, यू अंडरस्टैंड, बोलना 1 सेकंड में कल से चेंज कर दिया. ऑल बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स दैट वी मेक, क्या करोगे? दैट ट्रांजिशन विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट. अप्रैल टू लास्ट बैलेंस शीट क्लोज कौन से डेट पे किया? 31 मार्च 22. नाउ या तो मेक 9 months का अकाउंट्स फॉर अ टेम्पररी पीरियड. ओके, या फिर नेक्स्ट टाइम मेक अप्रैल से मार्च प्लस 9 months, मतलब मेक 21 months का. क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली चेंज करने के लिए सम कटिंग डेट हैज टू कम. नो, वी कॉल इट द बैलेंस शीट डेट. ऑल दी सॉफ्टवेयर्स, सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलरली यूज्ड अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर इज अ सॉफ्टवेयर कॉल्ड टेली. उसमें यू हैव टू एंटर विच ईयर का इट इज. सब सॉफ्टवेयर्स चेंज करेंगे. टेली तो फिर भी एक्सेप्ट करता है, यू पुट द स्टार्ट डेट एंड एंड डेट, नो, तो टेली विल चेंज a few things. लेकिन द अदर अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर में यू हैव टू फर्स्ट एंटर विच फाइनेंशियल ईयर. तो वहां पे आपको 2 ईयर लिखना ही पड़ेगा, 21, 22, 22, 23. द अमाउंट ऑफ चेंजेस दैट विल हैव टू बी डन ओनली फॉर दिस स्मॉल लिटल चेंज is forcing the government not to challenge the status quo. Status quo मतलब something which is being followed since years and years. तो चुपचाप फॉलो करते रहो. But they can at any point of time change this. Is that also clear? Very good. चलिए. Now coming back to the point. Short term memory loss अभी याद है? Assessees will be divided in resident and non-resident. Resident will pay tax on world income. Non-resident will pay tax on Indian income. Correct? Now we will go and learn residential status. We are in the first part of the chapter. Residential status mein we will do it person by person. Right now we are doing for individual. Individual will primarily be divided into resident and non-resident. Resident will be further divided into ordinary and not ordinarily resident. Correct? In the step number 1, we will learn resident and non-resident. Step 2 will be performed only if answer to step 1 is resident. In step number 1, the first condition we wrote, a person will become resident agar uska physical presence in India is 182 days or more. 182 days or more during the previous year, then you will be treated as resident. And this 182 days ke baare mein we were doing some discussion. What discussion? Equal to is also covered. That so anyways, here we wrote. So it was visible, but you might, you ignore this, not focus. So as a clarification, that note karo, equal to is covered. What if it is a leap year? Still 182. Need not be continuous. Which place in India? Irrelevant. Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata? Irrelevant. What purpose you were in India? You were in India. Gumna, firna, whatever be the purpose. Purpose of coming to India was not earning income. It just happened. But that is irrelevant. Your physical presence in India is the only thing that will decide whether you are resident or non-resident. Place is irrelevant. Purpose is irrelevant. Literally, this is not something that we should write. If you want to write, you still write. During those 182 days, you stay at home, temple, church, mosque, gurudwara, or on a footpath without any fear of Salomon Bhai. It is still counted as stay in India. I don't think we have the need to write this. What is the only criteria, only factor deciding residential status? Physical presence in India. Physical presence in India. Next, let me be clear about this also. For the purpose of checking this 182 days, the citizenship, the nationality of that individual is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Supposingly there is a person who is a foreign citizen, born and brought up outside India, holding a foreign passport. Anybody born outside Maharashtra? You all said no. What stupid question I am asking. So born outside India, nahi? In Kerala, mein there are students, no? Most of them, a lot of them have taken birth in Gulf countries. Okay. Kerala ka Malayali culture is basically this. Take birth in India. We are a separate country. No connection with India. And once we professionally qualify, then सीधा go to a Gulf country. Udhar Kuwait mein, UAE mein, udhar kidhar. And open a South Indian Malayali restaurant. Go to any of these countries, wherever there is Indian community, you will definitely find Indian restaurants, and 99% cases it will be owned by a Malayali. And we foolish people in Mumbai, हमारे लिए we don't know whether it is Andhra ka guy or Karnataka ka guy or Tamil. हमारे लिए everyone is Madrasi. That's the stupidity of the highest level, because the culture in Tamil Nadu, in Tamilians, and the culture of Malayali in Kerala is ground and sky. Oh, I also did not know before 2018. When I started traveling to Kerala, only then I came to know about that. So there are students who have taken birth outside India because their parents have settled over there. But here they have come only for their professional qualification. Otherwise, they are also going to clear and settle down abroad. Anybody who wants to do job in these foreign countries, no, unke liye ye courses like ACCA and all that, of late they are gaining popularity. But stupid are those who opt for ACCA because CA is difficult. ACCA koi easy nahi hai, first of all. Okay, easy karke you don't get respect. Third, ACCA has got no relevance in India unless you want to shift to these Gulf countries, ACCA is of no use only. ACCA is relevant only if you are shifting over there. Otherwise, कोई relevance नहीं. Do you know this? And ACCA is very expensive also. The only advantage is that you set your timetable. So if there are example 10 papers, you say 15th Jan I will give paper 1, 15th Feb I will give paper 2. You set your timetable. That's the only advantage. Other than this, there is no advantage. Passing criteria uska bhi aisa hi hai. Okay. It becomes easy because you have to give it one at a time, not 8 papers together. You are so lucky you get an alternate day ka exam. 1 day off. Once upon a time, 4 papers, 8 papers, back to back, without holiday. People have seen those days also and cleared CA also. Okay. And people of your caliber, you should be ashamed of yourself if you target passing CA inter. If you are not thinking about getting a rank, then you have to be ashamed of yourself. That's the caliber that you guys have. अभी ऐसा नहीं कि घर पे जाके बस कैलिबर मस्त है अभी तो मैं सोएगा बस कैलिबर है बस दैट इज रेलेवेंट नो हाँ पढ़ना थोड़ी रेलेवेंट है बराबर ना नॉनसेंस तो if you are born outside India you have foreign citizenship possible but now you have settled here take any of these celebrities ये हार्दिक पांड्या का wife is a foreigner no but she has settled with him in India is it possible that 1st April to 31st March full year is not required also we need only 182 days she will become a resident even if she is a foreign citizen. Okay. Priyanka Chopra ka husband, that kid, she married her, that baby. हाँ. ऐसा लगता है कि elder sister has brought younger brother with her. That baby boy, क्या नाम है उसका? हाँ. What if he settles with her in India? Permanently. Foreign citizen. But spent 182 days. Resident. Citizenship, nationality, irrelevant. Understood the point and the examples covered with the point. Very good. Next, you will be surprised, shocked if you don't know this. Obviously, you don't know this. मतलब apparently you guys try to हाँ सर ये तो law में देखा था तो पता चल गया how this is different from law. Okay. Income tax law has defined India. Where do you have to be physically present for counting your 182 days? India. India has been defined. What is India? Supposingly, I'm very bad at this. Sorry. This is Jammu Kashmir. This is Gujarat. Somewhere here Punjab, Delhi. इधर साउथ पूरा आ गया तमिलनाडु केरला कर्नाटका बराबर है यू कैन बी इन इंडिया एट एनी प्लेस क्योंकि इंडिया विल इंक्लूड द एंटायर लैंड मास ऑफ द कंट्री फ्रॉम कश्मीर टू कन्याकुमारी फ्रॉम गुजरात टू अरुणाचल प्रदेश एवरी कॉर्नर ऑफ द लैंड इज इंडिया एंड हैव आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू दैट विच प्लेस यू हैव टू बी doesn't matter. You can be anywhere, Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So, पूरा का पूरा land mass falls in the definition of India. Is that understood? That's not enough. If you were in the territorial waters of India, किधर था? Territorial waters of India. बताता हूं कैसे आई नीड सम स्पेस वंस अगेन इंडिया का लैंड मास एट एनी कॉर्नर ऑफ दिस लैंड मास विल बी काउंटेड एज स्टे इन इंडिया वेयर द लैंड गेट्स ओवर द वाटर बॉडी स्टार्ट करेक्ट ना लेफ्ट में क्या है अरेबियन सी राइट में बे ऑफ बंगाल करेक्ट मी फैम रॉन्ग इधर नीचे श्रीलंका है छोटा सा हाँ मैं इतना तो ज्योग्राफी आई हैव आल्सो स्टडीड बिटवीन दिस प्लेस इंडिया एंड श्रीलंका के बीच में दिस प्लेस इज कॉल्ड द पाक स्ट्रेट doesn't matter. Up to 12 nautical miles in the sea is treated as territorial waters of India. Sir, ये क्या होता है? Listen. Distance on land is measured centimeter नहीं kilometer. Kilometers. Distance on water is measured in a unit called nautical miles. Distance in water. So, from the landmass where the water starts, this is called India ka pani. India ka pani. Till which distance we will consider it as India ka pani? Till a distance of 12 nautical miles tak. If you were anywhere within those 12 nautical miles also, then those days will also be counted as stay in India. Not just the land, but also India ka pani. Abhishek Bachchan ka first movie, anyone knows? It was definitely before you were born. Some are like, is it even worth knowing? It was also Kareena Kapoor ka first movie. क्या? नहीं? Yeah, you guys must have taken birth where? Somewhere in 2003-4 के आसपास. Millennial kids. And this movie was in the 90s. तो doubt है. Possible तो less. But and anyways, flop movie तो hit होए तो people must have seen on TV also. नहीं आइडिया ना. There was a movie called Refugee. कभी देखा टीवी पे? बर्थ भी नहीं है. It had a song. पंछी नदिया पवन के झोंके, कोई सरहद ना इन्हें रोके. Chill, I'll translate. पंछी मतलब बर्ड, नदिया मतलब रिवर, पवन के झोंके is one thing, that is winds, air flow, winds. वही. There is no border for all this. A bird can fly from one country to the other. Nobody will ask for visa and passport. Rivers also. और बॉलीवुड के अंदर दिखाने के लिए it is nice. पंछी नदिया पवन के झोंके. There are borders in water also. Within 12 nautical miles, Indian Navy, Coast Guard, they will be monitoring any vessel. वैसा मतलब बर्तन नहीं रहे. Vessel मतलब what is water bodies. Vehicles which move on water. If it moves on land, it is called vehicle. Air में होएगा तो aircraft. Water में होएगा तो it is called vessel. Like boat, ship. This is not yacht, this is called yacht. Yacht, boat, ship. If there is any alien vessel moving around, the Navy, the Coast Guard will stop and ask a few questions to you. They have the right to seize, arrest, check, because ये India का पानी है. How dare you come here? That is territorial waters of India, up to a distance of 12 nautical miles. And if you have spent your days over there, those days will also be included in Indian stay for the purpose of counting your 182. Stay in India. Residential status 182 includes this. अभी भी खत्म नहीं हुआ. Entire land mass is India. Water up to 12 nautical miles is India. Ireland. Island is land mass. कौन सा आइलैंड का? योर अंडमान, हाँ, लक्षद्वीप. आर दे, तू क्या बोला? लक्षद्वीप. LD. Is that an Indian island? So that landmass is a part of the landmass already. मतलब you meant के सर ये आपने ऐसा इंडिया का बनाया तो थोड़ा ऐसा ऐसा भी you make no sir like this. हाँ तो अंडमान और कुछ है जितना भी द्वीप you want to add. But is it a part of the landmass? I'm asking you that. Yes. So that will be included. Water bodies up to 12 nautical miles will be included. We are not still done with India. I need the water bodies back. 12 nautical miles. If you are in the seabed or the subsoil, क्या भारी वाला इंग्लिश ठोका है ब्रो. seabed और समर लाइक सर टैक्स का कुछ करना था ना. seabed or subsoil of the water bodies. In the water bodies, you can be on the surface. You can be submerged inside the water right up to the seabed. Depth can be anything, no?
Yes, sir.
Distance wise 12 nautical miles. But distance 3D image कैसा करके दिखाऊं? Inside the water also, it is still 12 nautical miles?
Yes.
It will. Some are like, sir, inside कैसे रहेगा? Submarine रहता है. Have you seen this movie? Now, this is your generation का movie. A movie called The Ghazi Attack. Yes. Today अगर no बोला होता ना, तो पकड़ पकड़ के एक एक को मारता. You bloody Indian audience. You will not watch movies like Ghazi Attack. You will not watch movies like Hindi medium. You will not watch movies which are on issues which are, hard hitting. A movie like Masan. You will watch Prem Ratan Dhan Payo. You Indian audience, you bloody idiots, you don't deserve only anything. But surprisingly enough, you guys keep on throwing surprises. हाँ, हमने देखा है गाजी अटैक. पता है सरफेस द बोट ऊपर लेके जाता है, नीचे बोला एकदम नीचे तो वो ऐसा मिस हो जाएगा. You can be at the top or you can be at the bottom. Till the time you are within those 12 nautical miles, you are in India. Territory भी नहीं, you are in India. Your stay will be counted. तो you can't say सर नहीं मैं तो पानी के अंदर था. अंदर के ऊपर, were you in 12 nautical miles? It is going to be counted as stay in India. Next. Sir, ऐसा बोलो ना पूरा ग्लोब गोल घुमा के इंडिया. नहीं, last thing. The airspace. Which airspace? The airspace above the landmass. This landmass, land is land के ऊपर air है, that airspace, and above the territorial waters of India, इसका short form है, territorial waters of, means the airspace above this entire territory, the land and the water. Mitro, that Hawa is also India. You know what? Supposingly there is Pakistan here and there is China here. If there is any Pakistan plane that has to go to China, it can't go like this. Say shortcut later, sir. No, it has to go like this. Unless India has provided them a corridor that you can use this. Because this is India ka air. The airspace above Indian territory, worldwide hota hai, airspace above that country belongs to that country. So airspace above the landmass and the territorial waters. That means if you were in the air also, it is going to be treated as stay in India. Matlab, Hrithik Roshan did Chris ka movie, no? So he had this power. ऐसा कुछ, he used to, jump ऐसा करके, ऐसा he used to jump from one building to the other. You've seen that movie? Yes, one building. But we make fun of Indian superheroes. ये same चीज when Spider-Man does तो आने क्या मस्त है. But we have a problem with Indian superheroes. So we make fun of Hrithik Roshan. ऐसा jump मार के one building to the other building he used to. वो पागल है. If I had that power, no, jump मार के one building. मैं बोलता 5 रुपया अंधेरी, 20 रुपया थाने, 15 रुपया बोरी वाली बैठो रे चलो. I would have made people sit. बोला आ जाओ चलो. I would have converted into a source of income. Hashtag thug life. Na. Mitro, if you earn income in the air above India, that is also India. Income chhod dijiye. We have not reached Indian income, foreign income. If you are physically present in the air above India, you are in India. This is India. The land space, the territorial waters, the seabed, matlab territorial waters mein if you are inside or above, seabed or airspace, and landmass ke upar bhi the airspace. This is India. This is where your presence of 182 days will be checked, counted for the purpose of deciding your residential status. Is that understood? Last point here in this explanation of 182 days. उसके बाद में सुनो, those who are thinking, sir Harsh, chapter over, नहीं मित्रों, अभी तो chapter के अंदर part 1, which part?
Part 1.
Residential status. Chapter will get over after scope of total income, Indian income, foreign income. रेसिडेंशियल स्टेटस. सर वो खत्म, इंडिविजुअल इज गोइंग ऑन. सर इंडिविजुअल खत्म, इंडिविजुअल में स्टेप 1 स्टेप 2 है. स्टेप 2 इज ROR or NOR. अभी तो वी आर लर्निंग स्टेप 1. सर अच्छा तो स्टेप 1 खत्म, ये फर्स्ट कंडीशन है. ऐसा 3 कंडीशन है टू बिकम रेसिडेंट. वेलकम टू डायरेक्ट टैक्स. इन टर्म्स ऑफ साइज, वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट सब्जेक्ट्स इन इंटर. एक्चुअली अकाउंट्स का स्प्लिट हो गया ना, अकाउंट्स एंड एडवांस अकाउंटिंग, देन इफेक्टिवली डायरेक्ट टैक्स बिकम्स बिगर. व्हेन दे वर टुगेदर नो, तो अकाउंट्स वाज अ बिगर सब्जेक्ट, बट सेपरेट होते ही DT बिकम्स द बिगेस्ट. डोंट गो बाय द नंबर ऑफ मार्क्स. मार्क्स 60 है, साइज इज ह्यूज, वास्ट. एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ साइज, इवन इन CA फाइनल, द बिगेस्ट सब्जेक्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ साइज. No other subject will take itna time. We are spending time to learn one condition in step number 1 of residential status of chapter 2. समझा? Last point in step number 1. Shall I remove my beautiful diagram? बहुत मस्त बनाया था. Okay. For more such talent, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button. Okay, चलिए. Is it possible there is a person who is traveling frequently? Yes, sir. Comes, goes, comes, goes, comes, goes. Then maintain data of incoming and outgoing time. If you maintain data of incoming and outgoing time, then 24 hours will be treated as one day in India. सर मतलब एग्जाम्पल से समझाता हूं. ओके, 1st April मिडनाइट को यू कम टू इंडिया. दैट मीन्स योर स्टे इन इंडिया हैज स्टार्टेड. मिडनाइट को यू कम, दैट्स योर एंट्री इन इंडिया. ओके, मॉर्निंग 10 AM का अगेन यू कैच अ फ्लाइट, तो 10 AM इज योर एग्जिट. So you have stayed in India for 10 hours. 2nd and 3rd April you are outside India. 4th April you come back. This time you return at 12 noon. And then you stay in India only. That means this day is half over. If I tell you that you stay for some more days, so for example, you are in India only, so can I say, for this day, you have stayed in India for 12 hours. 3rd April, sorry. 5th April, you are in India only. So, you can count that as one day. 6th April, you are in India. So, you count that as one full day. 7th April, you live India. देखो, entry तो start से ही है ना. You are already in India. तो जैसे ही midnight of 7th April started, you are already in India. 3 AM का flight you catch. So your exit happened at 3 AM. So you stayed in India for? Now if I ask you, कि 1st April से 7th April तक assessee का stay in India is how much? So you will say 3 days, 1 hour. Maintain data of entry and exit. का time. So 24 hours को make it 1 day. Every fraction of 24 hours, every total of 24 hours convert into 1 day. तब तक you keep on doing hours. Once you complete 24, add 1 day, start hours again. This is not possible. When you include airspace in the definition of India, at what exact time did my flight enter Indian airspace? तो first तो you pay airline extra for the window seat. ऐसा विंडो से पीप करो, ये आया क्या, आया, टाइम लिख. Same thing you do while leaving. It is not possible. Let them say any nonsense. Maintaining data of incoming time, outgoing time is not possible. What exact time you entered the airspace or you left the airspace? Airline ka arrival and departure we can't take. Because airline ka arrival ka time and departure ka time are on the land. But sirf land is not India, no, even the airspace is in India. is India, airspace is India. So this is not possible. They have given a rule which is not possible. Then they say if not maintained. Can I say this will be the case for everyone? No one will maintain. So hashtag thug life. The incoming day as well as the outgoing day will be treated as stay in India. So supposingly you did not have this data. 1st April ko you entered, it will be counted as stay in India. Morning mein again you left, matlab 2nd ko you were not there, 3rd ko you were not there, but 4th ko you came back. 4th will be counted in India, 5th India, 6th India, 7th ko you left after 3 hours, but for 7th April for few hours you were there, that will also be counted as stay in India. And therefore those who don't maintain the data, ye 3 hours, 3 days and 1 hour will change to Indian stay of 5 days. That means we purposely want to make you resident jaldi. And reason is now understood by you guys, because once you become resident, you pay tax on which income? Global income. Global बोल दिया मतलब automatically it becomes both. समझा? तो no one will maintain the data. Effectively, incoming and outgoing both days will be counted as stay in India. That was the explanation about the first condition. Step number 1, resident or non-resident. A person will become resident if 182 days, and is the explanation about all the points were to explain 182. Condition is what? 182 days during the previous year, and you will check it on a year basis. मैं एक लिखवाई देता हूं, so confusion नहीं होना चाहिए. Let me make you write only. वैसे my points of explanation about 182 are over, but still as a clarification, and I think you have understood by now, this is not an explanation for 182 days or for condition 1. This is a general explanation. Agree or disagree? Because it depends on and nothing other than number of days of stay in India. Matlab residential status will only depend on physical presence. Purpose irrelevant, place irrelevant, nationality, citizenship, everything irrelevant. And your stay can change on a year basis. Yes, this point was not for 182. It was only a general point because you will check it for your relevant previous year. Aapka exam ka is which previous year? You will check it for that particular previous year. Is that understood? Very good. Excellent. So, now look what is the word that I am writing. Or. The word or in English means anyone. And the word or in Hindi means both. This is English wala or. 1 or 2. Scroll. A person will become a resident if you do this. That's the first condition. Or you do this. Second condition. To become resident. First condition to become resident was what? 182 days in the current year. Stay in India for 182 days during the previous year. Second condition I will give you now. For becoming resident, there is a second condition. Just tell me one thing. In order to become resident, which condition I have to fulfill? Condition 1 or condition 2 that I become a resident? Means if I fulfill 1 but not 2, am I a resident? 2 but not 1, am I a resident? I will become non-resident only if I dissatisfy both. Because any one is satisfied, no? You become a... That's this word. Condition I have not given you. I have explained what is the relevance of this word. Anyone. Is that understood? Yes. Second, now I don't have to explain the concept of physical presence. In India, matlab, same thing that we wrote here. In India. In India means physical presence for a period of, वो फर्स्ट कंडीशन था क्या? फर्स्ट कंडीशन ही लिखूंगा क्या वापस सेकंड में भी? 182 was the first condition. Now we are going to the second condition. But just like the first condition, the second condition also requires only physical presence. And all this explanation about the physical presence is same. So none of these points I have to now write again or explain again. First condition tha, isliye it took time. What is the first condition ka number of days? Now you can say that. How many days? 182. Second condition kya? If you were in India for a period of 60 days or more during the previous year, your relevant previous year, now you need to increase your levels of participation, also a little speed, and tell me which date to which date we will check this for our exam May 23. Our relevant previous year is 22. So we will check this period from 1/4/22 to 31st March 23. Yes or no? Yes. Very good. 60 days or more during the previous year. Someone like, bro, 182 is given in the first condition. And now you are bringing it down to 60. So 182 to popat. This will come with an and. 182 alone is very powerful. It does not need anyone else. One man show above. 60 alone is not very powerful. This 60 along with itself needs you to fulfill one more thing. Condition 2 के अंदर there are two parts. Part 1, part 2. Condition 2 is treated as complied, fulfilled only when you fulfill both parts. And thus 60 alone cannot make you resident. Agar 60 alone was going to make you resident, so फिर 182 was not required only. Correct? So 182 alone can make you resident. But 60 के साथ you need one more thing. If you were in India for, acha, by the way, now that I am writing 60 or I wrote 365, can you see that right from the first point, kya equal to 60 and 365 is covered? Check kar lo. Just like equal to 182 was covered, kya 60 and 365 may be equal to is covered? Whether leap year or non-leap year? Correct? The 60 or 365 need not be continuous. Place is irrelevant, purpose is irrelevant, citizenship, nationality is irrelevant, and India ke inclusion mein what all comes? Do you understand? All these points now need not be repeated. 182 you were checking in the relevant previous year, 60 also you will check in the relevant previous year, but along with the 60 you have to check one more. Your stay in India should have been 365 days or more during, अभी मैं बोलेगा English, 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 English. They say for immediately preceding previous years. क्या बोलता है इंग्लिश? For immediately preceding previous years. इंग्लिश बोलता है. Wow. Lol. Last 4 years हो गया. Last 4 years. But in that you will not include your relevant previous year. Because immediately preceding that. So, tell me one thing. Which is the previous year for which you are going to check 182 or 60? 22, 23. So, before this previous year, what are the last 4 years? For the sake of ease and convenience, go in reverse order. 21, 22. 20, 21. 19, 20. इसका मतलब मित्रों, from this period 1/4/18 to this period 31st March 22, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22 are your 4 immediately preceding previous year. ये 4 years का total stay in India should be 365 over and above 60. 182 does not check anything else. 182 means nothing else to be checked. But if 60, then 60 requires one more thing. Between condition 1 and 2 we have used or. So 182 or this. But in condition 2, it is and. You have to do both. 60 in the current year and 365 in the last 4 years. Are you understanding? See if you understand the following things. This means the moment I touch 182, touch also, exceed nahi, touch 182, I don't check anything else. I am a resident. The moment my total stay in the country is 59 or less, kitna? 59 or less. Don't check anything. Assessee is a non-resident. But if it is 60 to 181, 60 equal to, say laga ke 181, then also go and check. Get kya? Last 4 years. Where the total has to touch 365. फिर से बोलता हूं, 182 or more, don't check anything. What's your answer? 59 or less, don't check anything. 60 to 181, go and check last 4 years. If you touch 365, तो resident. If you don't, तो non-resident. Is that understood? All of you all? तो ladies and gentlemen, ये था आपका second condition for making an assessee resident. First condition took so much time because equal to is covered, leap year or non-leap year, purpose, place, continuous, time, data, definition of India. It can change every year, lot of discussion. But now the discussion which we did for 182 is also applicable for 60 and also applicable for 365. Have you understood this? Very good. Is step 1 over now, sir? क्योंकि resident के लिए there is a third condition also. So first of all, resident, non-resident का step 1 only is not over. Then step 2, ordinary, not ordinary. Then HUF company form, वो सबका residential status. Then scope of income में Indian income, foreign income. Then we can say chapter is over. Right now, तो step 1 is also not over. मित्रों, condition 2 is only not over. समर लाइक मैं जा रहा है बस, ये स्कीम मेरे लिए नहीं. आई एम गोइंग. इट्स अ वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लॉ. एवरीथिंग इज कनेक्टेड विथ एवरीथिंग. इट्स अ वेरी वास्ट लॉ. बट वंस यू डेवलप लाइकिंग टुवर्ड्स इट, नो, learning or knowing or understanding is never, I am telling you, going to be difficult. Never. Okay. So
if you are, let's say your flight is going to Indian airspace, it is not stopping in India for a layover. It is not stopping, but it is going to Indian airspace. So will that be also counted?
it will be counted. But other than that, have you ever also been in India? Yes, साल में एक दिन you just pass from Indian airspace.
No, other than that also. But if you are just passing through Indian airspace, otherwise it must be going from somewhere to anywhere, and you pass through Indian airspace.
And how many times during the year that happened? That happened how many times during the year?
Multiple times.
Define, no example take.
Let's say 20 times. But only for a couple of.
How many times?
Let's say 20 times.
ठीक है. So have I answered your doubt? And are we clear that the other discussion is same as the conditions that we have written for 182. So what is the first condition? 182 days in the current year, मतलब relevant previous year. Second, 60 in the previous year and 365 days during the last four immediately preceding previous years. Condition 2 is still not over. Now they have given us two exceptions. Two exceptions. Cases where condition 2 is not applicable. Condition 2 does not exist. Till now we have studied how many conditions for becoming resident? 2. You or me, all of us normal people, 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2, satisfy any one and become resident. So to become non-resident, dissatisfy both. But now they have given us 2 cases. We'll write them as 1 or 2 or A or B, doesn't matter. 2 cases for whom this is not there only. That means to become resident only 182. To become non-resident only dissatisfy 182. Condition 2 is not applicable. This always reminds me of Singham ka last scene. Singham? First wala. Jai Kanshikre. What was special about that last scene? Nahin? Someone like, bro, we learn CA, we don't learn movie ka scenes. The whole police force goes to Jaikan Shikre ka house. And then they threaten him. इसको पंखे से लटका देते हैं. नहीं सर, O मार्क आएगा, V मार्क आएगा. इसको बिल्डिंग से फेंक के इसको सुसाइड डिक्लेयर कर देते हैं. He is like कि हॉलिडे है क्या डिक्लेयर कर देगा. Now you'll remember? Then Jaikan Shikre is begging for his life. He is requesting, don't kill me. Suddenly he sees sofa pe there is a gentleman called the DGP sitting. Correct? DGP sir, you are here, please save me from your people. याद आया?
Yes sir.
हाँ, अभी याद आया. DGP says, DGP तो है ही नहीं, उसको तो हाई बीपी है, आफ्टर इलेक्शन ड्यूटी इज asleep. DGP तो is the DGP sitting on the sofa? But you have to imagine he is not there. Likewise, is condition 2 sitting in the law? Imagine it is not there. For these 2 people, imagine there is no condition 2. If there is no condition 2, then for residents in step 1, there is only one condition. Third will come, third is yet to come. Till now, there is only one condition. So these 2 assessees, only the first condition will apply. Understood? What do you mean by an exception? Exceptions where condition 2 is not applicable, you can become resident with condition 1. Before I tell you the exceptions, I want you to know the logic. My student has to be better than any other student, CA student of the country. And that is possible only if I am better than anybody else in my subject of course. Others will know the reason, others will know the provision, not the reason. Reason you will know. Others will know the provision, you will know the reason. Others will know what, you will know why. Barabar hai? Now listen. 63, 65 is not applicable. They are the people falling in the exceptions. That means you become resident only after? That means you become resident late. That means we start taxing you on your global income late. Anybody who falls in the exception is an encouragement given by the government. You have to agree with this. That normal people will become resident the moment they touch 60. But you will become resident only after you touch. We will not make you resident after 60. We will not tax your global income after 60. We will tax your global income only after 182. Logic? Logic? Now, nothing is bigger than logic. You all understood? This one line, just this one line. Falling in the exception means government wants to encourage you. Understood? Why? Logic? तो हो गया मस्त. If you are a citizen of India, till now citizenship was nowhere relevant, but to fall in the exception, citizenship is relevant. If you are a citizen of India, short में इसको बोलेंगे COI, or you are a person of Indian origin, PIO. तुम कंप्लीट तो मस्त करता है. पर्सन ऑफ इंडियन, आई से यू से ओरिजिन. इफ आई आस्क यू व्हाट इट इज सर, वो थोड़ी मालूम है. वी नो देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड पर्सन ऑफ इंडियन ओरिजिन. इफ यू आर अ सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया और अ पर्सन ऑफ इंडियन origin who is leaving the country, That means, can I say going outside the country? Normally, where do you stay? In India. But you are leaving. For what? For the purpose of employment. For the purpose of earning any income. Or as a crew member of Indian ship. You are leaving the country for this purpose. Which purpose? You are going out for employment, earning, crew member of Indian ship. If you get foreign ke andar naukri, are you leaving for employment? Then we will not apply 6360. I have left some space because I want to, in this space, explain the meaning of citizen and PIO. Pehle I will explain this exception because you will forget the logic which citizen and PIO ka explanation will take some time. Uske andar you will forget. I told you a logic. Logic kya hai? If I fall in exception, means government wants to encourage me. They will make me resident late. They will not make me resident after 60. I will become resident only after 182 because 6365 is not applicable. Logic kya hai? Where were these people living? India. Must life was going on. Correct? Suddenly they get a foreign job. So they are going. No, the only purpose of going outside is to earn. Once they earn, they will come back with the money. Kamane ke liye you are going out. The beauty of these people is that they are going to earn outside and bring that money in India and spend it. Because the whole reason behind going out is earning. So earn karke to you will come back. So stay in India, no please. He stayed 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55. He is now going. No, I am going. Bola, please stay for some more time. Because whatever money you have earned in the foreign country, you are staying here. At that time you are not earning, no? Because where is your employment? Foreign mein. So at that time when you are staying here, you have come here only to spend. Or human tendency hota hai. This is human tendency. That whenever you are away from your workplace, like a picnic or anything, you tend to spend and spend more. Normally, ek pani ka bottle ka somebody will ask you to pay 25 rupees. They will start telling that person, ke law ke hisab se you can't charge more than MRP, etc., etc. Go to any of the hill stations. Whether 25 ka 35, 35 ka 45 also you will pay. Yes, bolo ya no bolo. Yes. Whenever we are on a holiday, we are in the mood to spend. ये लॉजिक है. This is not a law. लॉजिक है. तो बाहर जा रहा है for the purpose of earning and coming and spending. Correct है? We want to encourage such people. 60 days के बाद he wants to go. We are like, नहीं यार रुक ना please. थोड़ा और spend ना please. नहीं boss, now I have to go because now if I don't go with 60, if you make me resident, then whatever I am earning outside India, that will also become taxable, no? Chill, bro. We will not tax it. We will not make you only resident. We will make you resident only after. Because condition 2 is not applicable. Logic and logic. All your other friends, whichever class they are in, they will know the exceptions. Some may not know the exceptions also. But itna bura koi nahi. No one is. If your friend does not know that only, tab to there is big trouble. Your friend will know the rule. You ask your friend, aisa kyun? Why 63, 65 is not applicable? Because he is spending foreign earned income here. We want him to stay for a little longer time and spend some more. Is that understood? Everyone? Okay. What do you mean by citizen of India? अच्छा, sorry, one thing. यहाँ पे फर्स्ट कंडीशन के अंदर इट इज ओनली सिटीजन. सेकेंड वाला जो एक्सेप्शन है उसके अंदर इट इज सिटीजन एंड पीआईओ. दिस इज ओनली सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया. तो व्हेन आई डू द सेकेंड वाला कंडीशन आई नीड बोथ, दैट इज सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया एंड पर्सन ऑफ इंडियन ओरिजिन. कैन आई से सिटीजन इज कवर्ड एट बोथ प्लेसेस? तो if I explain the meaning of citizen here or I explain here, it is one and the same. Okay, तो PIO का भी मीनिंग एक्सप्लेन करना था, तो आई विल एक्सप्लेन दैट हियर ओनली. सिटीजन बनने का व्हाट आर द वेज? आई हैव स्पेस इन द फर्स्ट कंडीशन, आई विल मेक यू डू इट इन द फर्स्ट कंडीशन इटसेल्फ. बट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस विल आल्सो अप्लाई टू द सेकंड वन? एनीवन कैन बिकम सिटीजन बाय बर्थ if you are born in the geographical boundaries of any country, and not just India. This concept is followed by the whole world. If you are born in the geographical location of a particular country, that country will make you citizen. Then whether this condition or this condition. Is that clear? You are a citizen. Everywhere in the world this system is followed. If you ever go to a foreign country, you fill visa form, no? What? नहीं, let me ask. The visa form के अंदर no, there are some questions that they will ask you. Okay. For example, once upon a time I was filling the visa form for New Zealand. तो उसमें question था, Are you a pregnant lady? Obviously मेरा answer no था. Lockdown में the appearance became like 2.5 years. Clothes fit होना ही बंद हो. For 5 years, that is 2017 से लगाकर till the beginning of 2022, I have not taken any single lecture without wearing a blazer or a waistcoat. किसी भी क्लास में, किसी भी premises में I used to enter, no? तो whoever was a newcomer, no, students and parents and everyone used to think कि यही honor है. Because I used to stay only like that. Then came 2020 का कोविड में ऑल लेक्चर ऐसा जूम पे कैमरा के सामने बैठे. आई यूज्ड टू वेयर ब्लेजर. एनीवेज कैमरा में ओनली दिस मच इज विजिबल. अंडर द ब्लेजर व्हाट आई एम वेयरिंग, वेदर आई एम वेयरिंग और नॉट वेयरिंग, दैट वाज नॉट विजिबल इन द कैमरा. क्योंकि वो ब्लेजर का ये बटन तो आ गया और नीचे का बटन ऐसा वेस्ट कोट का ऐसा. एंड जैसे ही आई यूज्ड टू सिट प्रॉपर्ली वैसा बटन. अभी फाइनली वन थिंग बिकेम श्योर कि पूरा वार्डरोब रिप्लेस करना पड़ेगा. आई थॉट दैट दिस इज नॉट द राइट टाइम टू स्पेंड सच अ ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑन दैट. अभी आई हैव टू सेंड माई चाइल्ड टू हाई स्कूल, तो उसका थोड़ा बजट बनाना इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट इन दिस ईयर. व्हेन आई सॉ द स्कूल का फीस ऑफ जूनियर केजी, बिकॉज ही इज ऑलरेडी गोइंग नर्सरी इन प्ले स्कूल. Actually, we would have put him in nursery only in some proper school. But last year, ऐसा question mark था whether schools will start or again stop. And that age का kids का online is only drama, nothing else. So I thought कि एक nursery ऐसा ही चलाते. वैसे भी there are 3 schools in our mind. एक तो वो माहिम वाला ही. You guys are माहिम का best school कौन सा है? छोड़ो. एक माहिम वाला ही है, बॉम्बे स्कॉटिश करके. एक देर इज वन इन राइट साउथ कैंपियन करके. देर इज सेंट मेरीज, दैट इज ऑल्सो. एंड आई एम वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट कि व्हेन फादर एंड मदर बोथ आर क्वालिफाइड चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट्स, तो बहुत इजीली हो जाएगा. एंड दैट कॉन्फिडेंस इज स्टूपिडिटी. हाँ, रियली यू हैव सम अप्रोच. हो जाएगा मतलब ऐसा. हाँ, तो बट ये नहीं है मेरे पास. एंड लेट मी टेल यू, आई विल सेंड माई चाइल्ड टू अ म्यूनिसिपैलिटी का स्कूल, बट आई विल नॉट पे अ सिंगल रुपी ब्राइब फॉर एडमिशन. आई एम अ टीचर. देयर इज इनफ करप्शन इन माई कंट्री ऑलरेडी. आई कांट कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट टूवर्ड्स करप्शन. लेट मी कंप्लीट. समर लाइक के सर तो कभी हवलदार को कुछ दिया नहीं क्या? नहीं. आई कांट कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट टूवर्ड्स करप्शन इन एजुकेशन. Then I am doing injustice to my profession also. I have clearly told my wife, admission मिला तो ठीक, नहीं तो BMC का स्कूल. लेकिन करप्शन नहीं, मतलब नहीं. वेरी क्लियर. तो हो जाएगा मतलब ये नहीं है देने का.
क्वालिफिकेशन है तो उतना नहीं करना पड़ेगा. I'm telling you because मेरे भाई का भी हुआ.
With qualification.
नहीं, he got it because I was there.
Sibling, blood relation. I am not going to pay. तो जूनियर केजी का फीस जब देखता हूँ ना कोई स्कूल का, देयर इज दिस वन मोर स्कूल इन बैंड्रा, ऋषिकुल करके एक स्कूल है, मेट ऋषिकुल विद्या, सुना है? MRV, छगन भुजबल का स्कूल. आई फेल इन लव विथ ऑल कोचिंग क्लासेस ऑफ CA. दे तो डिजर्व फ्लावर्स का रेन ऑन देम. ऐसा लगता है CA कोचिंग इज तो मतलब 5 years ऑफ माई लाइफ आई एम पॉसिबली अर्निंग ओनली टू पे 1 year का स्कूल फीस. मतलब वो 10 साल तक का स्कूल फीस भरने के लिए तो आई थिंक आई विल हैव टू वर्क फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ माई लाइफ. क्रेजी स्टफ, क्रेजी. ओके, तो मेरे को वो न्यूजीलैंड के वीजा फॉर्म में क्वेश्चन आया, आर यू अ प्रेग्नेंट लेडी? आंसर वॉज नो. पेट इतना बढ़ा हुआ था, सम इयर्स अगो ऑल्सो उतना ही था, बट आंसर वॉज नो. और लॉकडाउन में तो कपड़ा आना ही था. ऑल द क्लोथ्स आई वेयर आर न्यू क्लोथ्स ओनली. ये फिजिकल बैचेस स्टार्टेड इन मुंबई फ्रॉम दिस जुलाई. मार्च में तो हमको परमिशन मिला. 2 years तो वी हैड नो परमिशन. मार्च में परमिशन, गवर्नमेंट सेड दैट वी नाउ परमिट, so we can't start batches from tomorrow. We need time to announce, plan and take admissions. 1st July 2022 was as late as Mumbai का physical lectures. बाहर सब जगह पे started, but Mumbai का physical lectures 1st July 22. तो all the clothes were purchased for the new batches. क्योंकि पहले का एक भी क्लोथ आ ही नहीं रहा है. तो obviously answer was no even then. Next question. If the answer to the above question is yes, do you plan to deliver your child in our country? They can deny the visa. They can and they will deny the visa. Because if the child takes birth there, so they have to give him citizenship. Worldwide follow. Citizenship has to be granted by birth. Are you understanding this? And this is where Indians use their brains again. Expecting mothers को बोलो अमेरिका लेके जाओ. They make sure that the delivery happens in America. What is the benefit? Child gets US citizenship. And once the child, a small kid, American citizen, can't stay without parents. No? Newborn baby can't stay without parents. No? So वो parents का visa renewal is never a problem. All that natak that Trump did, no, H1B visa, work visa, वो सब is not applicable to families where there are American citizens, क्योंकि they will bring their parents. कोई visa में problem नहीं. One of my father का sister को हम लोग हिंदी में बुआ बोलते हैं. I don't know what you call. She got married and since marriage she shifted to America. Earlier she was in Miami, अभी वो सैन फ्रांसिस्को. अब वो कैलिफोर्निया और सैन फ्रांसिस्को, मेरा ज्योग्राफी इतना कमजोर है, I don't know. कैलिफोर्निया सैन फ्रांसिस्को में आता है कि सैन फ्रांसिस्को कैलिफोर्निया में आता है? विच इज द स्टेट एंड विच इज द सिटी? सॉरी आई डोंट नो. तुमको मालूम है? एंड उसके अंदर से एसएफओ सिटी है. ठीक है, आई विल लर्न दिस नाउ. तो शी स्टेज देयर. ओके. व्हेन शी वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग हर फर्स्ट चाइल्ड, शी केम टू इंडिया. हमारे मारवाड़ी लोग में ऐसा कस्टम है दैट फर्स्ट डिलीवरी हैपेंस पेरेंट्स का हाउस. तो शी केम टू इंडिया, डिलीवर्ड हर बेबी बॉय हियर. And then after some time she left. When she was expecting her second child, everyone in the family told her and her husband, please send her here. Because there you are alone. No one will take care of her. He said, koi halat mein nahi, nothing doing. I will keep extra staff, extra nurse, but I will not send her. This second child will be delivered in America only. बाद में पता चला the whole idea was to have the second child was to have American citizenship in the family. So she gave birth to her baby daughter, who is an American citizen. Indian passport नहीं है. The parents and the elder brother, मतलब the first child, they have Indian citizenship. This girl has America का citizenship. अमेरिका का सोशल सिक्योरिटी. अमेरिका में, इंडिया में गरीबों का आधार कार्ड होता है ना, ऐसे सोशल सिक्योरिटी अमेरिका का आधार कार्ड. If you have social security, government will provide you everything free. हेल्थ इज फ्री, एजुकेशन फ्री एंड स्टेट ऑफ आर्ट. ऐसा अपना बीएमसी का स्कूल और हॉस्पिटल जैसा. बेस्ट हेल्थ, बेस्ट एजुकेशन फ्री, बट यू हैव टू प्रूव दैट आई एम पुअर, आई डोंट हैव मनी. गवर्नमेंट विल गिव यू एवरीथिंग, बट दे विल लेवी समथिंग कॉल्ड एन अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट टैक्स. यू कांट स्टे अनएम्प्लॉयड. अमेरिका बोल रहा हूं. इफ यू आर अनएम्प्लॉयड, दे विल लेवी अ टैक्स. पिकअप एनी जॉब, डिलीवर पिज्जा, ड्राइव अ टैक्सी, कैब बोलते हैं वो लोग, शाने लोग. but do something. Baki we will take care of your health, education, everything. Rule ऐसा भी है, someone told me America में कि you have to send your child to the nearest school. All schools will give same education. You can't say I want this school or that school. You don't get that choice. You have to send it to. Am I right? Someone told me. हम गरीब लोग अमेरिका गया नहीं. I'm just telling you. Am I right in saying what I am? तो they delivered the second baby over there. Whenever she comes, every year क्या होता है मालूम है? अगस्त में अमेरिका में स्कूल का वेकेशन होता है. तो they choose अगस्त का मंथ. Last month also they were here. अगस्त के मंथ में they come. उनका स्कूल का वेकेशन प्लस कोइंसिडेंटली इट ऑल्सो हैपन्स टू बी रक्षाबंधन का मंथ. तो वेकेशन का वेकेशन, कलेक्शन का कलेक्शन. शी कम्स, द होल फैमिली सिट्स अराउंड हर इन अ सर्कल. ये तेरा पासपोर्ट दिखाना, अलग है अमेरिका पासपोर्ट, सोशल सिक्योरिटी. एंड शी टॉक्स इन एन एक्सेंट. हाय सेड भैया, हाउ आर यू. मैं बोलता ये दिमाग मत खराब कर, डोंट टॉक टू मी. Then one day I lost, मतलब क्या है ये, talk in your American accent in America. Either you have to talk in Marathi. So last time I taught her, every time she used to talk to me in an accent, now I used to teach her bad words. Last time I taught her Marathi galis. And then when her mother heard, she asked, who taught you this? She is like, Sid bhai. My bua is like, what do you do? This is what you teach your students also? मैं बोला, they know all this पहले से. They know this at a very high level. I don't have to teach them all this. तो इसका बर्थ इंडिया के बाहर हुआ है. She is an American citizen. Anybody who is born in India will get Indian citizenship. Many a times at this stage also I ask people in the class, anyone born outside India here? आपने ऑलरेडी आउटसाइड महाराष्ट्र का नो बोल दिया है, तो आई एम नॉट गोइंग फर्दर नाउ इन दैट. डू यू नो दैट यू ऑल आर ऑल इंडियन सिटीजन्स? इफ यू गो आउट फॉर एम्प्लॉयमेंट, then 63-65 is not going to be applicable to you. Understood? First way of becoming citizen. There are many more ways coming up, but first way is clear. Second, by parents का birth. Any of the parents. Parents are two, no? Mother and father. Any one of your parents born in India, you can get Indian citizenship. For example, my Bhua's daughter, she was born in America, American citizen. But if she wants Indian citizenship, we can grant her that. Because any one of your parents born in India, you can take Indian citizenship. Coincidentally, in her case, both parents were born in India. Anyone also is fine. But of course, India does not allow dual citizenship. So in order to get Indian citizenship, she will have to first surrender her. Who does that? कौन करता है? Surrender American citizenship to get Indian citizenship. मतलब it is like shifting from Malabar Hill to Nala Supara. कौन करता है? Who surrenders American citizenship to get? No one does that, but you have an option. If your parents were born in India, that's one more way. By the way, this is not tax and this is school civics. I am just telling you the options of becoming Indian citizen. Once you become citizen, going outside for earning purpose, employment purpose, or as a crew member of Indian ship, then what will happen? 63-65, not applicable to. Is that clear? Third way, green card. अभी कार्ड के अलग अलग कंट्री में इट इज कॉल्ड अलग अलग. ओके, इफ आई हैव टू एक्सप्लेन व्हाट इट मींस, गेट मैरिड टू एन इंडियन सिटीजन एंड शिफ्ट टू इंडिया परमानेंटली, वी ग्रांट यू स्पेशल सिटीजनशिप. देन वेदर इट इज हार्दिक पांड्या का वाइफ या प्रियंका चोपड़ा का हस्बैंड, इफ दे डिसाइड टू परमानेंटली सेटल, देन वी ग्रांट यू सिटीजनशिप. दैट्स वन मोर वे ऑफ बिकमिंग सिटीजन. Next way of becoming citizen, honorary. Whenever our government feels, bro, you are too good, bro, come no, stay here, no, we will chill together, bro. You are a foreign citizen, but we like you, yaar. Stay here, no, chill karenge mast every evening. government can legally make anyone citizen of India. मन किया citizen बन. To give you an example, it was Republic Day, 26th of January. Abhi it was 15 ka ke 16 ka, I don't remember, but Modi ji was the Prime Minister. So it has to be after 2014. Republic Day tha. Republic Day ke din, Modi ji, who is otherwise known to be communal, he offered Indian citizenship to a singer based from Pakistan, citizen I think of Canada, I'm not sure, but Pakistani ancestors. He came to India about 20 years ago, 2 decades he spent in India. When he came to India for the first time, he became an overnight sensation with his first album itself. मुझको भी तो लिफ्ट करा दे. सानी नहीं, सामी. लक्षद्वीप को लक्षद्वीप बोलता है अदनान. अदनान सामी. जब तक मोदी जी प्राइम मिनिस्टर है, इट इज अदनान सामी. योगी जी बनेगा, देन इट विल बिकम आनंद स्वामी. Adnan Sami. Overnight sensation. In the 2 decades that he spent in India, he lost a lot of things. He lost more than 200 kgs. He was 300 plus, I think. Now he is under 100. He is thinner than me. More than 200 kgs he lost. He got married twice. He lost both wives in a divorce. He purchased a few houses with his money. He lost that in alimony. Alimony समझते हो? आप लोग समझो काम आएगा फ्यूचर में. In course of divorce, the wife gets compensation from the husband always. ऐसा इधर gender equality क्या बात में? हाँ, इधर no equality. The wife will always get compensation from husband. That is called alimony. He had to give away his houses in alimony. And by the end, what happened? You know, his country refused to renew his passport. बोला, why do you want? आता है, पासपोर्ट रिन्यू कराता है, वीजा लेके यू गो बैक टू, तो स्टे देयर ओनली. नो, व्हाई आर यू इवन कमिंग हियर? बक जा इधर से. अब इफ दे डोंट रिन्यू हिज पासपोर्ट, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इवन इफ विलिंग टू गिव हिम वीजा, देगा कैसे? पासपोर्ट ही इनवैलिड है. तो ही इज लाइक, नाउ वेयर डू आई गो? इन अ स्टेट ऑफ डायलेमा. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, मोदी जी, सपोज टू बी कम्युनल, बट अदनान सामी को बोला, यू वांट टू बिकम इंडियन सिटीजन, चला जा. Bro, come, we'll chill together. With lot of love, affection, grace and happiness, Adnan Sami, based in Pakistan, citizen, I think he was in Canada. I'm 100% sure नहीं हूँ मैं aspect के बारे में. You are sure? नहीं? जो भी था, he was not an Indian citizen, but he was offered honorary citizenship and he accepted that honorary citizenship. That's called honorary citizenship. This is just another way of becoming citizen. देखो, for the condition we have to become citizen, but to become citizen there are various possibilities. एक और है, last है, very controversial, very controversial. If we start having political debates on this, there is no end only. This is recently in the news, in fact all over the news, the Citizenship Amendment Act, more famously known as CAA and NRC. Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA. Any idea? कुछ सुना है इसके बारे में? Except the name? What?
They will be removed from country those who have no legal citizenship, like the Bangladeshis or Pakistani who are illegally staying in India will be removed.
On the contrary, that is NRC. Without NRC is, if you don't have documentation, Bangladeshis for example, you will be removed. CAA says, if you are a Hindu, Hindu, Jain, Sikh, Buddhist, in any of the neighboring Islamic countries. So if you are a Hindu in Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and you are being tortured over there, those who think India is communal, थोड़ा time उधर रह के आओ. These neighboring Islamic countries, other than the religion which they follow, people are not allowed to survive also properly. So if you are tortured over there, if you are not getting proper treatment in that country, come to India. आओ कभी हवेली पे. Come. Opposition says Modi ji is bringing Hindus and therefore he is having ekdam longer plan in mind. 2024 tak he will bring all of them. He will have more voters. That is what opposition says. On the other hand, Modi ji and his team say, when India got partition, Indian partition was religion based partition. No? Yes. At that time, Nehru ji had promised, देखो, India में अचानक से we are making a border in Amritsar and putting Lahore on the other side. तो अमृतसर लाहौर और walking distance. आज भी people go to Attari Baga border for watching that ceremony. I have gone right up to the border pillar. Right up to the pillar. मतलब एक step I keep outside, तो I will be in Pakistan. I had gone to Ladakh. Ladakh से return हो रहा था, तो I landed in Delhi. I wanted to see that ceremony, जो every evening Attari Baga border पे होता है. Where I was in Delhi, one of my students from Delhi called me. बोला सर एक काम था, कुछ डाउट आ रहा है. मैं बोला I am in Delhi, but I will not meet you. Therefore I did not call you. Therefore I didn't tell you only because otherwise you will get disturbed from your work and come running. इसलिए मैंने कॉल नहीं किया. But you called me, so I am telling you. First your doubt. Then he is like, sir, where are you going? I said, Amritsar. Sir, you want to see the ceremony? I said, I am going only for that. He said, my boss, articleship, no, CA final ka student. So his principal, matlab the CA under who is working, is school friends with the border security force ka head, BSF head. And now your ceremony is my responsibility. मैं तो अमृतसर जाके होटल में सो गया. I got a message that this car will come to pick you up. BSF का एक जवान आया गाड़ी के साथ में to my hotel. He took me wherever toll nakas you from my hotel to that border area, toll naka. He used to show his hand. All the sided सब जा रहे सब. मैं बोला क्या feel आ रहा है bro? Wow. Then there is a particular limit up to which vehicles can go. Vehicles are, you have to leave them outside. अपना car right up to the ceremony hall अंदर तक गया. And then जो सबसे front row है वहां पे. And even when the ceremony did not start, one of the Jawans came. He said कि चलो sir border pillar दिखाता हूं. He took us right up to that. The moment we went closer, no, Pakistan के side, they are called rangers. जैसे अपना border security force है ना, they are called Pakistani rangers. 3-4 came armed, एकदम ready होने. मतलब we were tourists, but they can't take a risk, no. So when we took a selfie, वो पीछे वो पाकिस्तान वाला भी दिख रहा है सर. Right up to that border pillar. Okay. तो वैसे where was I? CAA and NRC. पाकिस्तान तक पहुंच गया था. अमृतसर लाहौर basically are very close to each other. One day we made the draw. बोल रहा हूँ. One day we drew the border. Drawer और border mix हो गया. One day we drew the border. And अचानक से Lahore is on the other side. They were both a part of Punjab. Punjab is in Pakistan also. So what about the Sikhs, the Punjabis in Lahore? Some migrated who had properties at both places. They are like, Muslims will go there, Hindus will come here. But those who had only one house, they had no option. Many were killed also at that time. The amount of bloodshed at the time of partition, I think 2002 is no comparison to that. Okay. So Nehru ji promised that border तो बन रहा है because myself and Jinnah both want to become PM. तभी this is the only option. वाढदिवसाचा केक आहे कापून टाकले. ये बर्थडे का केक है. So we are cutting the country into 2 parts. महाराष्ट्र में this was proposed, no, कि we will make a separate state, वो नागपुर का region का विदर्भ का region, because फडणवीस जी wanted that separate विदर्भ स्टेट. राज साहेब का मस्त ठगलाय वहां. काय तुमचा वाढदिवसाचा केक आहे का काय? क्या चल रहा है? इफ यू नो, अगर राज साहेब का ठगलाय वीडियोस बनाएगा ना एक एक स्टेटमेंट में, लाइक क्या सॉलिड ही इज. मतलब he is, if he ever tries a hand at stand up comedy, no, I think he is going to be one of the most successful guys. मतलब every line he can make you laugh. He is so good with his satire. He is so good with what he says and the way he says it, but care, he is in a different profession in any case. So basically Nehru ji ko and Jinnah ji ko, both of them wanted to become prime minister. So we decided to divide the country, but Nehru ji promised तुम हिंदू लोग, you are going there. अच्छा, by the way, at that time Bangladesh was also East Pakistan. If you are ever having any trouble, come to India whenever you want. We will allow you. Modi ji says, as a Nehru ji promised. I was not there in 1947, so I can't vouch for it. बोला सर तूने देखा क्या? नहीं. It is not that फिर का सीन, हाँ इसका बाप मेरा दादा ऑर्केस्ट्रा में सिंगर था, मैंने देखा, मैं और गाता रहे मजा दे, मैंने नहीं देखा. I didn't see. I can't say whether Modi ji is right, whether Nehru ji actually promised or no, but on this ground they are bringing CAA in our country. And as far as NRC is concerned, documents will be checked. वही कागज दिखाओ, all those memes. In Mumbai, we don't get so much effect of this, though बहुत बार ऐसा न्यूज में भी सी, थाने में, मलाड में, some of these places illegal Bangladeshi immigrants are caught. But to be specific, my in-laws stay in Kolkata. Okay, my father-in-law always shares things with me because in his house, just like me, no one listens to him also. So we share things with each other. He always tells me that Siddharth ji, हम मारवाड़ी लोगों में सन इन लॉ के नाम के आगे जी लगाने का कस्टम है, इवन इफ दे डोंट मीन इट, they add जी. He said, Siddharth ji, आपको पता है that only in proper Kolkata there are Indians. If you go outside Kolkata, almost the entire West Bengal, there are more Bangladeshis than Indians in West Bengal. Otherwise, how will anyone vote for Didi? Have you ever seen her talking? She doesn't even need to dress up for Halloween. Have you seen her talking? Have you seen anything? Have you seen her facial expressions? I always wonder, how does she win? Because Indians don't vote for her. Bangladeshis. That is why NRC. Political discussions are endless. You may take one side or the other side. India is a democratic country and you have the full right. If you criticize everything, then you are a gulam, and if you praise everything, then you are a bhakt. I am none of them. I appreciate good things done by Modi ji and criticize bad things done by him, and in a democracy that is my right as well as duty. तुम समझता है क्या? तो as of now, CAA therefore becomes one more way and option of becoming citizen of India. These are the various ways in which you can become citizen. And can I say same thing will apply here also? Citizen of India. हाँ, first point में only citizen is covered. My bad, printing error. The person of Indian origin का exception is given in the second point only. So let's be clear. Are we clear about the first point? Some are like, sir, ये first point वैसे था किधर? In the exceptions where condition 2 is not applicable. So you become resident only by fulfilling condition 1. बराबर है? Okay. And what was that condition? Citizen of India going outside for earning or as a crew member of Indian ship. Correct? Condition 2, exception 2, citizen of India, same, or a person of Indian origin. Citizen of India or a person of Indian origin. Citizen ka meaning we already know. How does one become person of Indian origin? Let's take an example. Supposingly you want to decide for Mr. X whether Mr. X is PIO or no. So you will have to go and check the following people. You will have to go and check parents. Parents will be two, father and mother. And English में बोलता है, you will have to check both sets of grandparents. Both sets of grandparents. Sir, मतलब there will be grandparents. Father का side, GF stands for grandfather, GM is grandmother, and mother का side also there will be grandparents. If I call them in Hindi, we call them dada dadi nana nani. वैसे English is a very funny language, acute shortage of words, so English refers to them as paternal, maternal. That's the maximum English can reach. We have discussed this before, no? If we want to abuse also, तो एक ही word आता है. हाँ, तो if you want variety, then come to Hindi, Marathi, music के साथ में. हाँ, तो listen. Both sets of grandparents, मतलब father का parents, mother का parents, दादा दादी नाना नानी. So we wanted to decide whether Mr. X is PIO or no. For that we are checking father, mother, grandfather both, father side, mother side, grandmother both, father side, mother side. So total, how many people we are checking?
6.
Including Mr. X. We have to check all 7. Understood? So let me speak and see if you understand. Self, parents, or any of the grandparents from all 4 of them. Samjha kya? Effectively it becomes a total of 7 people. Out of these 7 people, if anyone was born in undivided India, out of 7 people, anyone born in undivided India, then Mr. X will become PI. Sir, undivided India means the present day India, including Pakistan and Bangladesh before partition, before 1947. Out of 7, anyone born in undivided India, then you become PIO. That means, is it possible sometimes a person is becoming citizen and PIO both? For example, you guys are citizen as well as PIO. Okay, but here you can be any one of them because the condition is or. 7 people you have to check. Self, 2 parents, 4 grandparents. Out of 7 people, anyone took birth in India. Which India? Present India plus Pakistan, Bangladesh before partition. Then you will be treated as person of Indian origin. Just for your knowledge, India's best finance minister ever, coincidentally also India's worst prime minister ever. Kaun? Dr. Manmohan Singh, born in Lahore, present day Pakistan. Another gentleman who spent all his life waiting and wanting to become prime minister, and today at the age of 94, if you offer him, bro, you want to become PM, he is even today ready for it. Your generation may not know who I am talking about. Mr. L.K. Advani, born in the Sindh province of present day Pakistan. Samjha? That means their birth has taken probably outside India as per today's structure, but they are still going to fall in person of Indian origin. We have to see any 1 out of 7. There was once a question in CA Inter ka RTP many years ago. Mr. X was born in Australia in 1985. Mr. X kidhar? Australia, 1985. Father was born in Germany, 1960. Wait, itna gap to we have to maintain. No, I can't make father 1980. Germany, 1960. Mother was born in France, 1962. Father, mother, sensible gap I am taking. And then child ka still it is a gap of 25 years from father and 23 years from mother. Acceptable? So Mr. X was born in Australia in the year 1985. Father in Germany, 1960. Mother in France, 1962. Grandfather was born in Russia, 1940. Father, grandfather ka bhi I have to keep 20 years ka gap, no? To make it sensible. At this stage, one frustrated student, sir, how did they manage? That is not your problem. That is not your problem. Question can be anything. You have to answer the question. You cannot question the question. How did they manage, buddy? Don't die. How did they manage? Grandmother was born in Dhaka, 1942. Is Mr. X person of Indian origin? Q. For this little geography is required. Dhaka is in Bangladesh. and 1940 is pre-independence, 1942 is pre-independence. So because of this, Mr. X becomes person of Indian origin. Any 1 out of 7 also born in undivided India, then you will become person of Indian origin. Is that understood? If you want to decide for his father, you can't assume that X is Indian origin PIO, तो father also is PIO. उसके लिए father को you have to make X. उसके लिए you have to check self, parents and grandparents. If grandmother is there, तो फिर father के लिए mother becomes PIO. So father मतलब mother was born in undivided India. So with that logic, yes, but you can't randomly say that any 1 out of 7 is PIO, so all are 7 are PIO. For that, you have to make that particular person X, check parents and grandparents. Anyone born in undivided India. Is that understood? So, a citizen of India, same definition as previous thing, or a person of Indian origin who is living abroad. So, where does he stay? Abroad. Where does Nana, Dona, Khana, Pina, income earn karna, where do all these activities take place? And is coming to India. Most welcome. Atithi Devo Bhava. Most welcome. But is coming to India on, ladies and gentlemen, eyes open, ears open, nose not required, on a visit. So 63, 65 not applicable. But only if you come for a visit. Logic, sir. Where is he earning? Why has he come? If he will visit, he will not earn. He will spend. Spend exactly what he has earned outside. So what was the logic in condition 1? What was the logic in condition 1? Earn outside, come and spend here. Same logic in condition 2. Earn outside, come and spend here. Understood? Which is why we want you to stay for a longer period. But after 55, you are leaving because you don't want to touch 60. Don't worry, don't touch 60. Or even if you touch 60, don't worry. We will not make you a resident. We will make you a resident only after you touch 182. Because 63, 65 ka condition is not applicable. Maja aaya? Understood? So, normal people like you and me, 2 conditions till now. Third will come, it is yet to come, but step 1, first assessee individual, step 1 resident, non-resident, in that first condition, in India for 182 days or more during the previous year. Second condition, previous year 60, and both you have to do, last 4 years, 365. But there are 2 cases where this condition 2 is not applicable. Matlab only 182 will be applicable. Case 1, citizen going outside for earning or as a crew member. Case 2, citizen or PIO coming for a visit. Most important word. So if a citizen or PIO is coming for earning, don't do this. Condition 2 is applicable or not applicable? Applicable. If you come and earn, then 63, 65 is also going to be applicable. Earn kiya to applicable. When is it not applicable? Only if you are visit. Visit means you will spend foreign money. But if you earn, then you don't fall in the logic. So once you know the logic, we'll understand who is covered, who is not covered. Okay? Is that clear? Now, historically, this used to be the law. Is this second case on whom the condition is not applicable clearly in front of you? And we were saying that you are immune from 60 and 365, and which is the only condition applicable to you? 182. But then came auntie. Auntie is like, aisa kaisa, I want to bring amendment. Auntie made her resume, hobbies mein likha amendment. And auntie in the budget of 2020, so that's 2 years before your exam, first time in my career of 5 years as a student, 12 years as a teacher now, उसमें 1 year was overlapping, student and teacher both. तो भी 16 years I have spent in Chartered Accountancy. First time, an amendment in residential status. Something that was not touched for years and years and years. Auntie is like, no. People should remember me forever. For what reason, that is not relevant for us. The people should remember me. So she brought an amendment here. She says, now, वैसे तो 63-65 is not applicable to these guys. But if your income is more than 15 lakh, Modi ji figure. If your income is more than 15 lakh, कौन सा income? All income from Indian sources. This we will take. मतलब इंडिया में you are earning rent, interest, anything, dividend, anything. All incomes are from Indian sources. Plus, we will also take income from foreign sources, but this will be taken. अभी ऐसा बोलेगा Indian and foreign हो गया total, then that means all the incomes, no? नहीं. Foreign income only if it is earned from a business which is controlled from, or a profession which is set up in India. Then foreign income will also be taken. मतलब India का which income we will take? Dividend, rent, interest? Which one? All. Foreign का which income we will take? Only if the business is controlled from India. देखो इंडिया में we have to take all, तो you very easily understand whether rent, interest, dividend, everything will be covered. Foreign में I'll have to give you an example for your better understanding purpose. Example. Supposing you are working for X Limited, a company in India. Company suddenly tells you, listen bro, there is a vacancy in our Dubai wala office. We need someone to handle that office. Go. Instructions will come from the head office here. You are going to work in the branch office. The salary that you are earning in Dubai, see if you understand. Is it earned in foreign? Yes. But the business for which you are working, is it being controlled from India? Is the head office in India? Sometimes ऐसा भी हो सकता है, one company is holding company of a subsidiary company in. You know what is holding subsidiary? Yes, sir. When one company holds more than 50% ownership in the other country. So it is possible that you are working over there, but instructions are coming from here. So all those incomes will be covered. Example, salary earned outside India in a case where the head office of the business is in India. That income will be taken. Other than this, in foreign, you may have other income. Foreign ka bank account ka interest, foreign ka rent, foreign ka dividend, that won't be taken for 15 lakh purposes. So India ka which income you will take? All. Foreign ka which income you will take? Only if business is controlled from India. Is that understood? तो ये जो 63-65 we had cancelled, you remember? Anybody falling in this case who is coming for a visit, so 63-65 not applicable. That condition got cancelled for those who are coming for visit. But if your income is exceeding 15 lakh, now we know which income we are talking about. So 63-65 will be reactivated. This is more confusing than demonetization. You can't put this much, then remove this much. Same thing she is doing here. First law was very easy. 182 or 63-65. Till that time everyone was clear. Suddenly law changed. क्या बोला? Two cases where 63-65 not applicable. Case 1, citizen going outside for earning or crew member. Case 2, citizen or PIO coming for, but only if coming for visit. See, आप बोलेगा सर visit के लिए आएगा, then how is this possible? You are not coming for earning. You have already made your investments in property which is generating rent, in bank account which is generating interest, in shares which is generating dividend. Now your purpose of coming to India is a visit, not earning. Is that clear? But still you can have some income in India because of investments. And you also have income outside India. You can't have no income in India and no income outside India. Your main sources are outside India and the business is controlled from India. That total will be subjected to a threshold. What is the threshold given? 15 lakh. So 6365 ka condition will be reactivated for people with income exceeding 15 lakh, but not in its original form. Original form mein current year mein we were checking 60, previous year mein, and last 4 years mein we were checking. This condition was getting cancelled for people coming on visit. But those who come on visit and your income exceeds a 15 lakh. Are we clear which income? When I say income does not mean the world income. When I say income means which income? All Indian income ka total. And foreign income only if controlled from India. Then the condition will be reactivated in the form of 120 and 365 days. 6365 will get cancelled and it will become 120, 365. So current year mein we will check how many days? 120. And last 4 years mein we will check 365 days. So start to end dekhne ka. Assessee will be resident or non-resident. Step 1 we are deciding resident. First way of becoming resident, current year 182. That's the best thing. Topic only over. No further discussion. Once it is 182, no further discussion. Likewise, once it is 59, no further discussion. If it is 60 to 181, then also check. Last 4 years. If it is 365, then resident. Otherwise, non-resident. But there are 2 cases for which you will not check only. First, citizen going outside for earning. Second, citizen or PIO coming for visit. Logic behind both of them are earning outside, spending money in India. Logic is same for both. So citizen going for earning or citizen or PIO coming for visit. So 6365 not applicable. But if the one who is coming for visit, uska income has exceeded 15 lakhs. Which income? All incomes from Indian sources and any income outside India if earned from a business or profession controlled from India. If that total exceeds 15 lakh rupees, so 6365 which was getting cancelled for you will come back. Not in the same form. Come back in the form of 12365. Means in the previous year you will check 120 and last 4 years you will check. So 365 remains same. Only 60 becomes 120. So first 60 got cancelled, but then again activated by becoming 120.
So that 15 lakh income, that is for the period for 120 days.
Full year ka income. If your income during the year has exceeded 15 lakh rupees. Full year ka income. Okay. See, 120 though we will check after checking 15 lakhs. No? You understand? So once that 15 lakh ka full year ka criteria is met, then we go and check 120. Before that though we will not check also. But have we understood when this condition will get reactivated or revived? Not in the original form but in the form of 120 and 365 days. Very clear? One more point is there, but yes. No? That way, you can say that the 2 exceptions are over. And can I say this is exception ka exception? Yes. Just one point to be noted. With respect to the crew member. Crew member of Indian ship. Where did we come across the crew member? In the first exception. Citizen of India. Going outside. Yeah, employment. Or what was the second possibility? As crew member. Sir, what do you mean by crew member of Indian ship? whenever a ship is going for a voyage, English, क्या बोला? Journey रे, journey. Ship का journey. There will be a captain. गाड़ी में ड्राइवर होता है, प्लेन में पायलट होता है, कैप्टन. And crew members who are going to take care of the operations and the functioning of the ship, your needs, if at all any. You can't take ship अपने मर्जी से. You can't say के ए कैप्टन थोड़ा सा देना चलाने को. बोला ये तो गोल गोल स्टीयरिंग ये तो है. I know how to do it. गाड़ी चला मैंने तो I'll do that. नहीं. There will be captain and crew members. They have left the country with the ship. Citizen leaving 63-65 not applicable. They fall in the first exception. But there is one point that you need to note about. In case of crew member, the CDC period, CDC stands for Continuous Discharge Certificate. The CDC period shall be excluded from stay in India. The CDC period shall be excluded from your stay in India. मतलब this won't be counted as stay in India. Sir, वो तो मैं समझ गया. But I have not understood. What, sir? I know, but I want to hear from you. What we have not understood? I am asking you this. If I tell you the meaning of CDC, so have you understood the condition? If I tell you the meaning of CDC, will you be able to understand? Yes? I just have to tell you what is CDC. Somewhere in 2015 ka budget, the government brought this provision. CDC period will be excluded. Abhi 2015 also, 5 years of teaching, but I was still as blank as you are right now. CDC? ये क्या होता है? We know CTC वो salary में होता है. Or you guys may not know that also because you all have not have the experience of doing a job. CTC होता है, cost to the company. ये CDC क्या है? I'll tell you. Whenever a ship is going on a journey, you have to sign a contract with the company. This is a contract of continuous service. And this is defined in the Merchant Shipping Act. In India, there is a law called Merchant Shipping Act. It is defined there. So when they brought this provision of CDC in 2015 budget, in the amendment they wrote CDC as defined in the Merchant Shipping Act. Abhi, matlab they are not defining it in income tax. Just like partnership firm as covered in Indian Partnership Act, LLP as per LLP Act, CDC as per Merchant Shipping Act. Tax professor का responsibility is not come to class करके go after 4 hours. Lot of homework is required, more homework than you guys do. When they bring provisions like these, we have to learn all those provisions also. Merchant Shipping Act open करके read. We have to do, and I have done it, not today in 2015. What is CDC? Every time a ship is going on a journey, you have to do a contract. You are going with the ship as a crew member, you have to do a contract. A contract of continuous discharge. Normally, whenever you are in employment, do you get some kind of weekly off or monthly off or something like that? Weekly off ka trend across the country. Except if you are a CA ka student or a CA ka professor. These are the only 2 guys who don't have any weekly off. And they have to work for all 7 days. But for students, for a few years. For professors, forever, of course. Okay. Unless you make a rule. कि day 1 से you have to be rigid. कि मैं Sunday को काम नहीं करेगा मतलब नहीं. Because I have to do social work. I have got only 2-3 dreams in life. One, I want to buy the house in which I am staying on rent. Second, I want to become the finance minister of the country. Which appears to be more likely than buying of the house. Because we are in Mumbai. In Mumbai, if I have to buy a house, without inheritance. I have to first sell myself. Twice. I did not complete. Twice. This is Mumbai, no, after all. Next time if you tell your parents, what have you done for me? Try to buy your own house with your own money in Mumbai. You will come to know what your parents have done for you. Just before you try to utter this statement, एक बार try करना. Okay? So, if I go to Mumbai में, if I have decided that I have to do social work, because Monday to Saturday if I am working, no, मेरा तीसरा dream वही है that I want to contribute something to the society. To do continuously means I want to retire as early as possible. ऐसा नहीं कि एकदम I am so passionate कि मैं तो मर जाएगा तब तक पढ़ाते रहेगा etc. I'll become finance minister. I'll continue teaching. And if I am finance minister, you have to learn from me only. Where is the question of if I say something that is the law? If I teach the wrong section also next budget में I'll amend that. Just imagine. मेरा वचनीय शासन शिवगामी in myself. हाँ, correct no? I want to do social work and for that I want to retire early, and if I have to retire early I need to maintain some corpus so that I retire but ना सर झुका है कभी ना झुकेगा कभी. Okay? तो संडे को I don't work, but if I am going to Ahmedabad, Kerala for a 15-day assignment, बीच में Sunday will come. So I can't say कि now Sunday has come so I will not work. They won't say anything. After spending these many years in the profession, you don't work as an employee anywhere. What you decide is final. The rules applicable to you are different from the rules applicable to others. And for me, it is the same case with all the organizations where I work. I decide what is to be done. I just inform, don't take permission. If I tell them I will not work on Sunday, they will not mind. But that's stupidity on my part. Unnecessarily pay 1 day extra hotel. Unnecessary stay 1 day extra away from family. When you are on such assignments, there is no concept called weekly off. Weekly off happens only when you are in the same city. Ab imagine kijiye, we are taking a ship on a journey. We are the shipping company. We have a plan of a journey of 45 days. So 1st April ko our ship will go, 15th May ko it will come back. 45 days ka hamara plan. So we have to take a contract from you that during those 45 days, you have to give us continuous service. You can't ask for weekly off. नहीं तो ब्रो 10 days होएगा ना शिप के अंदर, बाद में बोलेगा ये ब्रो मेरे को मम्मी का याद आ रहा है, I want to go home. I want to go home. Please arrange something. नहीं तो I'll jump and swim. बोला जा. Continuous discharge certificate means a period for which मम्मी का याद आना not allowed. You have to give continuous services without break. That's the meaning of CDC. Is that clear? Meaning समझा? Yes. Now, how does it affect tax decisions? Please pay attention. 1st April को we plan to leave. So 1st April को we will start your CDC because that is when we want you for a continuous period. We expect that our ship will come back on 15th May. But we can't end the CDC on 15th May. If we expect return on 15th, CDC may we will write that you have to serve us till 25th. Buffer, provision for contingency, emergency. We are dealing with water bodies here. They are not in our control. We need cooperation from them so that our journey goes according to plan. So we plan 15th, but you have to serve till 25. Can I say the start of journey and start of your CDC is going to be same date? They'll start only on the same date. Till the time you are outside India, so obviously that won't be counted as stay in India. Ship came back on the 15th, but CDC is still going on. You know, the number of days we do in the agreement and the number of days for which the ship goes out will be different. Some ships take longer time than planned. That is why we keep that buffer, that contingency, extra period. Some ships come before time. Rustam dekha hai? Movie ban gaya just because the ship came before time. If the ship had not come before time, so the movie only would not have made. You don't know Rustam? कोई बात. अक्षय कुमार तेरे संग यारा करके गाना है. मूवी और रुस्तम का है ना. आतिफ असलम हम पॉइंट पे. 15th को ship has come back. So now you are in India. CDC is going on. That won't be counted as stay. So whatever period you are out, you are out. After you come back, if CDC is going on, it will be excluded from stay in India. जो out है वो तो out ही है. After coming back, physical presence is where? Where are you? Where are you? In India. But will be counted as outside India because CDC is going on. Understood? We are living in a country called India. Where people don't want to understand the law first. They are like, sir, तो इसमें हम लोग idea. They are like, sir, best idea. We should do CDC of the full year. Idea सुनो. CDC of the full year. ठीक है? So what will happen? Don't start any journey but do CDC. So full year will be counted as outside India because excluded. So assessee will always become non-resident. But Gadeda, under the Merchant Shipping Act, longer the CDC, higher the salary. You are making that person work without holiday. You have to give more. If the boss wants you only for 1 month and 45 days plus 10 days buffer to 55 days, then why will he make a CDC of 365 days? And unnecessarily pay you extra. So no one does that. Here there is one more idea, CA idea I am giving. You maintain cordial relations with your boss. Go to his cabin and tell him, sir, please make CDC of full year. Please, sir. With that, boss has to pay higher salary. Don't worry, sir. You pay me in check. I will return in cash. So you don't have to actually pay me. I'll give it back to you. And on paper, it will be treated as stay outside India for the full year. So if that internal arrangement you have, anything is possible. In India, tax evasion is not a crime. It's not a crime. Getting caught is a crime.
Yes.
A crime is a crime only if you are caught. बराबर है ना? Some are like, मैंने भी वो किया है. I never get, you know, I never get caught with whatever I do, you know. Your expressions. आप समझा क्या? So legally speaking, if employer has to give you check and wait for you to return the cash. दिया ही नहीं तो. You are employee after all, no? Your boss is sitting with business. He will not run away. You can run away. Some bosses can do like this. Pay advance cash. Then I will give you NEFT. If you want to find out ways, there is a way for everything. Is that clear? So CDC period will be excluded from stay. In effect, whatever period you were outside India, you were outside India. After coming back, if CDC is going on, so it will still be counted as outside India. That's the rule for crew members. And on this, there was a question in that 2016 ka RTP of CA final. And these are two complicated things, you know. My intermediate students are expected to know basic. It is me who wants you to know everything. And your talent justifies my desire to do so. Because you belong to that level and category. Otherwise, ordinarily, I wouldn't have discussed this also. But you deserve this discussion. So the question was, they had given days. Ship ka journey ka commencement also was the commencement of CDC. Ship had returned. Means assessee is in India. But CDC was still going on. That was a period of 5 days more. Means ship returned 5 days before CDC. Is that clear? Assessee ka stay in India was coming to 186 days, including those 5 days. Because ship has come back, no? So his physical presence in India has started. So total stay in India was 186 days, which included 5 days of CDC. Is that correct to include that period? So for residential status purposes, we won't count it as 186. We will count it as 181. And this is the first time he went for a journey. Last 4 years he had 365 days. So 63-65 ho gaya. Therefore he has become Popat. Condition 2 is not applicable. That is where we studied crew member. याद आया? So look at how they ask the question. First of all, those who don't know this provision, they will count 186. Say 182 is fulfilled. So resident. Anyways, that is applicable to everyone. A student who knew this, which is also difficult because you count physical days in India. So very difficult unless you specifically know that CDC period has been excluded. So you have to exclude those 5 days and count stay in India as 181. After this, to further confuse, purposely question said last 4 years ka 365 ho gaya. That means student is like 186 is to not counted, 181. But still 60 and 365 to ho gaya. But mitro, 365 is not applicable. This is the bottom level where they tested. You understood? Question was in CA final card. Internal. But you still understood? When some people come to CA final, no, they ask, sir, so final ka studies will be different, no, compared to inter. I don't know about other coaching classes, but I teach Income Tax Act 1961 to both inter and final. Isn't it? Final ke there is no something different. Income Tax Act 1922 या 2022. Same income tax law, same provisions. And my to inter ka students are also strong enough that they can understand final ka provisions. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Exclude 5 days.
Yes.
So 181. And then 63, 65 is not applicable. In conclusion, final answer of that question was that the assessee is non-resident direct. Samjha? With this, we get done with the second condition in step 1. There is a third condition also.
So you were telling that if that person doesn't pay back the money or what?
कुछ नहीं. You can't do anything. You go. हाँ. Trust का break करने के लिए there is no law in the country. And if that boss goes and tells the police, sir, तो हो गया ना, then you have understood, no? So that is why I said nothing can happen. So think 100 times before you do something illegal. Okay? Stop doing it. No? I am just telling you. So ladies and gentlemen, we are doing a chapter called Residential Status and Scope of Total Income. Assessee will be divided into resident and non-resident. Income will be divided into Indian income and foreign income. Resident has to pay tax on global income. Non-resident has to pay tax on Indian income. The Indian income will be taxable for everyone and foreign income will be taxable only for resident. For this we have to decide step 1 mein resident, non-resident, and then second part of the chapter mein Indian income, foreign income. We are in resident, non-resident, but for the first assessee, abhi to first assessee. Individual. In individual, resident, non-resident is step 1 and resident will be further divided into ordinary and not ordinary. That is step 2. But abhi tak step 1 is going on. Step 1 ke andar some conditions are given. If you do this, you become resident. Condition 1, if you are physically present in India for a period of 182 days. And all the discussion about 182 days. Physically present in India for a period of 182 days or more. Or, matlab any one of them, you become a resident. Second condition is 60 days in the previous year and 365 days in the 4 preceding previous year, last 4 years. But 2 cases where 63, 65 is not going to be applicable. Case 1, citizen going outside for earning or as a crew member. And crew member ke liye we will also exclude CDC. Even if he has returned, but CDC is going on. So that will also be excluded. And then, if it is 182, then he is resident. Otherwise, 63, 65 is not applicable. Second case, citizen or PIO who is coming for a visit. Only visit. If income earning, then 63, 65 is applicable. Only for a visit. Not applicable. Or usme bhi if your income has crossed 15 lakhs. Which income? Indian total. Foreign, if business is controlled from India. If that total has exceeded 15 lakh rupees, then 120, 63, 65 will come back, but in the form of 120 plus 365. Is that understood? मीन्स वैसे दिस एक्सप्लेनेशन वॉज फॉर 182, बट आई टोल्ड यू नो कि 60 के लिए भी सेम रूल, 365 सेम. ये पीरियड है आपका लास्ट 4 years. इफ आई गो बाय योर एग्जाम का अटेम्प्ट, देखो दिस चेंजेस एवरी ईयर. May 23 में these are the last 4 years. From this date to this date you have to touch 365. अब पूरा 18-19 में 365, बाकी 3 साल 0 है, या 21-22 में 365, रिमेनिंग 3 years 0, या 90-90-90-95. टोटल हैज टू क्रॉस, नहीं टच. डिफरेंस समझते हो? क्रॉसिंग मीन्स ग्रेटर, टचिंग मीन्स इक्वल ऑल्सो कवर्ड. टोटल हैज टू टच क्या? 365. That means same rule as 182, same rule as 60. Okay. Third condition I will do. उससे step 1 will get over. Then you can breathe for 5 minutes. Okay. Third condition to become what? Resident. When this condition was introduced by finance minister, दुबई का शेख called मोदी जी पागल हो गए हो क्या? Next time if you hug me, मोदी जी, no, whichever world leader he meets, no, earlier leaders used to shake hands. मोदी जी लाइक नहीं, मैं तो गले ही मिलेगा. ओके. वो दुबई का शेख बोला, मोदी जी नेक्स्ट टाइम यू हग मी, नो, मैं ऐसा टाइट दबाएगा ना. बिकॉज व्हाट डिड ही डू? मोदी जी सेज इफ यू आर अ सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया, डू वी नो मीनिंग ऑफ सिटीजन नाउ? यस. प्लस मतलब एंड लिखो, क्यूमुलेटिव, जैसे 60 and 365 we wrote.
Yes, sir.
And your income has exceeded 15 lakh. Ultimately, Modi ji is bringing his own favorite amount. Income has exceeded 15 lakh. Which income? Sir, same. Same as 120 plus 365. All incomes from Indian sources and foreign if controlled from India. Like Indian company has sent an employee in Dubai to work, so salary is paid over there, but controlled decision making here. And third condition, you are not a tax resident in any other country. So you are resident in India. To hell with it. You are resident in India. Explain करता हूं. Short में बोलू ना तो what is the rule? Are you a resident anywhere else? नहीं, तो you are resident. Anybody who is not a resident anywhere in the world will be treated as resident in India. When the budget was introduced, finance bill, this part was not there. In the finance bill, they brought only 2 conditions. Citizen, not a resident anywhere else. Resident in India. Matlab, we will check. Are you a resident in America, Australia, New Zealand, France, Germany, anywhere? If yes, तो no problem. If not a resident anywhere, तो इंडिया में आप रेसिडेंट हो. थर्ड कंडीशन वी आर इंट्रोड्यूसिंग. नाउ थिंक अबाउट इट. व्हाई दुबई का शेख कॉल्ड? दुबई का शेख सेड, सर, इंडियंस आर कमिंग एंड वर्किंग हियर. दुबई में लॉट ऑफ इंडियंस आर वर्किंग, करेक्ट? दे आर ऑल इंडियन सिटीजन्स हियर ऑन अ वर्क वीजा. तो दे आर ऑल फुलफिलिंग दिस कंडीशन. विच कंडीशन? And how can they be a tax resident in Dubai? How? Because in Dubai there is, तो वो tax resident हो ही नहीं पाएगा. Which means you are making those people residents of India. That means they are working in Dubai, earning salary in Dubai, क्योंकि India has made them resident and world income is taxable. आप chronology समझो. People are sent on an employment in Dubai, thinking that harsh life में free हो गया इंडिया के मगजमारी से. Now I am earning my income in Dubai, thinking that I am in Dubai. Full year I am in Dubai, मतलब stay in India is 0. When 60 is also not touched, the topic is only over. By default, I am going to be a non-resident in India. Source of my income is Dubai only. So, I am a non-resident and foreign income. So, no tax in India. Dubai mein, so there is no income tax. And I was living my smooth, mast pala life. One day Modi ji is saying, you are not a resident anywhere. And Dubai mein, you can't be a resident. Any tax haven country, you can't be a resident. A tax in here, so how you will be resident? There has to be some income tax ka law which makes you resident. If there is no such law, how will you be resident? Any Indian citizen who has gone there, so you are resident. मतलब या तो Indian citizenship surrender करके escape this condition. Because this तो you can't escape no. Once you are in a tax haven. And foreign countries will not give you as a citizen हलवा है कि हाँ come citizen हाँ डांडिया खेलेगा. When this condition was incorporated, you understand people who are staying in Dubai varshanuvarsha, years and years, they have stayed where? Dubai. Suddenly they are like, हम तो इंडिया को भूल गया था, इंडिया हमको नहीं भूला है. India wants tax from us. Dubai के शेख को दे approach, sir, now we are your people. Do something for us, sir. दुबई का शेख बोला, मोदी जी क्या लिया था? I also want to try it. What are you trying to say? You understand all those salaries of Dubai people are now getting tax in India? तो मोदी जी बोला, हम करते हैं प्रबंध, आप चिंता मत कीजिए. He said, ठीक है, I'm bringing this condition. So at least everyone will not be liable. Only those who are earning more than 15. In this 15, what will we count? India में if you have any investment, मतलब rent, dividend, वैसे तो you don't come only no India में. तो your investment का जो rent, dividend, interest वो सब. And Dubai में we will take your incomes, but only which incomes? In case you are employed by Indian company, business or profession control from India. Anyways, they are our target. Modi ji clarified, our target is such people that instead of working in the Indian company, he is going and working in the Dubai branch. Many a times it was also observed. There is a logic behind bringing this also. Person is working in Indian office. And the smart guys are paying them salary from the Dubai office. They are using their brains. Every time people use brains, they have to create provisions. समझा क्या? Everyone understood? हाँ. तो मोदी जी is like के दुबई में you may be having other income. Other income like दुबई का बैंक अकाउंट का इंटरेस्ट, दुबई का रेंट, दुबई में any कंपनी का डिविडेंड. That's not our target. Our target is that income. इंडिया का टोटल, which we are anyways going to tax, Indian income. Even if you become a non-resident, मैं तो बोलता हूँ this condition was not there. So you will become non-resident. Yes. But India में whatever you earn, under all circumstances you have to pay tax. Yes or no? Yes. That's our target. And if there is any Indian entity which is controlling you and paying you anything, so that we are going to take now in this 15 lakhs. That's our target. So we are bringing this condition. So in other words, now if you want to work in Dubai, don't work for entities which are controlling you from India. Work for the local entities. Then only you get immunity. Otherwise, Indian citizen, not a resident anywhere else and earning more than 15 lakh. Now, see, I am an Indian citizen. Okay. If I am working in Dubai, that means I am not a tax resident anywhere. If I am getting 20 lakh ka salary from a Dubai company, that won't be counted as 20 because that 20 is not included here. But if I am getting 20 lakh from the Dubai branch of an Indian company, then I will come here. And our government wanted to target that only. Understood? Yes. And therefore they leave it this limit. But in conclusion, the point is, you all have understood the logic. I can now find out, I can now make out. Our government says, not a resident anywhere else, so we will start taxing you, we will make you a resident. Is that understood? Everyone? Finally, we are done with step 1. How do you become resident or non-resident? If I may conclude like this, 3 conditions. Satisfy any one of them. 1 or 2 or 3, mitro. 1 or 2 or 3. 3 conditions. Satisfy any one of them. So you become a resident. That means to become non-resident so that your world income does not get taxed, you have to dissatisfy all the three. You are able to understand this? Yes. We go to step 2 after 5 minutes ka relaxation time. Okay. Who cleared inter? So, foundation के 12th तुम्हारा हो गया. Then focus on inter now. Panchayat. We are done with step number 1 of residential status of individual. One good news, but you must be thinking, sir, only in individual ka residential status, that also only step 1. You have spent just about the entire lecture. So when will be able to finish the remaining ka residential status? So ladies and gentlemen, this part was the biggest part of residential status. Biggest means so big that the remaining part, including residential status of all the other assessees, together total is not so big. Total. Maximum conditions, ifs and buts, rules and regulations are in individual, specifically in that exception wala case. Okay. We are done with the biggest part of the chapter. Congratulations, that is an achievement in itself. Step number 2. ये तो बोलो what we will write in step number 2 or what we will learn in step number 2. What? Some are like, sir, break हुआ, पेट में खाना गया. No. What? ROR or R. Assessee can be ordinary or not ordinary. Sir, how does it matter? Matter kya? When we go to scope of total income, we will be taxing the assessees on incomes, Indian income, foreign income. In general, resident world income, non-resident Indian income. But between these two, there is a little difference in tax treatment. Okay, little minor difference. Very little difference. Majorly ROR and RNOR ka tax provisions are same only. Minors are different. So for that we need to know what is ROR and RNOR. Also, if I have to take you to a little advanced level of taxation. Advanced matlab in CA final also it comes after 50% syllabus. There is a concept called assessment procedure, return filing. In CA final it comes after 50% portion, and in inter ka study material they have kept that chapter. They have put everything in the module. They expect you to know that here also. So in our index, if you will see, no, so usme you will get return filing karke ek chapter. I think that will be chapter number 18. And those who don't trust are also checking. अबे बोल रहा हूं तो है ना. What was the need to check? I'm telling you. अच्छा, you thought that I'm telling you to check. No, I didn't. It is there in my book. What will I tell you to check? I only have made the book. Every word is typed, printed by me only. Checked by me only. मतलब in case there is some printing error, which is possible, human involvement है. So I deserve to be blamed. I believe in honesty. If I take credit for the good things, then I deserve to be blamed for any mistake. Also, it is very much possible. Okay, likelihood is almost negligible. 99.9% का accuracy भी target. But inadvertently, कभी-कभी one mistake, one printing error here and there is very much. कभी year 2022 का 23 लिखते 23 लिखते I end up writing like this. मतलब 2 and 3 का वो cursor थोड़ा इधर-उधर. That can happen with anyone. For you, तो with you it happens every day almost. So it can happen with everyone. ठीक है? So we are talking about ROR and RNOR. When we go to that return filing ka part, somewhere it is stated that if you are ROR and you have any asset outside India, foreign asset, then return filing is compulsory. So there also you need to know the difference between both of them, ROR and RNOR. There also. You are understanding? Okay. Return filing will be compulsory if you have a foreign asset. Sir, ऐसा क्यों? In India there is a law called Black Money Act. Short name, yeah. Actual full name of the law, you know. The Black Money, Undisclosed Foreign Income and Asset and Imposition of Tax Act 2015. ब्लैक मनी है. Modi ji, before becoming the prime minister, was doing election rallies now. So in his rallies he used to say, फॉरेन में छुपा हुआ काड़ू नाणू. ट्रांसलेट कर. You गुजू नो. What is नाणू? नाणू you don't know? Money. Money. You are also गुजू. अच्छा, you are from Ahmedabad. Where in Ahmedabad? Say it again. That's outskirts, no? Acha, area is also. I stay in Navrangpura for 15 days at a stretch. Foundation किधर किया? अच्छा, where, which class? अच्छा, self study. How many other students self study में foundation किए? And you are also from outside Mumbai? Seriously? I just did a wild guess. You also? Ratnagiri, both of you all. Ratnagiri तो district है. Chiploon. And you? Khed. And you all cleared first attempt? All three of you? Wow. Very good. Fantastic. So, Kadu Nanu means money. Money. Modi ji said, હું તમને પૂછું છું મિત્રો, કાળું નાનું આવું જોઈએ કે ના આવું જોઈએ? રાજ સાહેબ બોલતે ના, काय आवाज काढते कुठून? फॉर्म्युला 1 चा गाडी. यू हर्ड दॅट स्पीच? फॉर्म्युला 1 चा गाडी आणलाय. हैव यू हर्ड दैट स्पीच ऑफ राज साहब वेयर ही वाज क्रिटिसाइजिंग मोदी जी फॉर दिस ट्यून ऑफ सेइंग હું તમને આવું જોઈએ કે ના આવું જોઈએ? he said, I promise that I will make a very very kadak law. Anybody having foreign undisclosed income and asset, खत्म है बोलो. And he honored this promise. You need to give him credit of what good thing he did. Exactly 1 year after becoming prime minister in 2015, after he became prime minister, exactly 1 year after that, he introduced this law in 2015. If you have foreign undisclosed income, तुम गया खत्म. You will have tax 30%. Summer like सब 30 में क्या खत्म? 30 तो अपने मुकेश भाई रोज भरते. If we catch you holding that, tax is only 30. Penalty is 3 times of tax. मतलब you do 100 का concealment. Think about it. 30 का tax, उसका 3 times 90. मतलब 30 tax, 90 penalty. Concealment 100 का. Plus एक separate penalty है 10 lakh rupees flat. Means already your payments are more than your evasion. And इसमें भी they are not done. There will be jail term. The main objective is to put you in jail. The jail term will be minimum about 35 years. Minimum. Upper side it can go to some 45 to 50 years. They have given ये crime का minimum 3 years, maximum 7 years. This crime, individual. तो ऐसा नहीं, you can't say sir एक all inclusive package दो ना. If you have done all the crimes under the Black Money Act, you deserve imprisonment for all of them individually, and the total will amount to minimum 30-35 years. Black Money Act के अंदर prosecution होना is itself going to invite minimum that much jail term, because all those clauses will get applicable to you. Okay, and it is not like sir 1 murder then also life imprisonment, 10 also तो एक package बना के book नहीं. It does not work that way. And imagine that, see, no one learns tax evasion माँ के पेट में. You take, उसके लिए first you have to earn income also. मतलब तो first you have student life of about 20-25 years. उसमें भी if you are not doing CA, if you are doing CA, तो there is no start date of earning. Like people give CA for years and years and years and years because there is no one to guide them. So keep on giving. But average में anywhere between 20 to 25, if you follow the instructions of your teachers, smoothly you become a CA, you start earning. The first 10 years ना मित्रों you are a CA खाने का वांदा होगा. You will be below basic exemption. ऐसा CA मतलब whole world का wealth will come to me. हाँ, lol. No. Where is the question of evasion? After 35-40 का age, no, you will start falling in higher tax rates. तब यू विल थिंक ऐसा सेटिंग करूं वैसा सेटिंग करूं. 10-15 years तक तो फिर भी लिटल सेटिंग. ओके, समवेयर एट द एज ऑफ 55 नहीं तो एटलीस्ट 50 यू विल स्टार्ट डूइंग मैसिव सेटिंग. तो 60 के एज में यू आर कॉट एंड देन यू आर इम्प्रिजन फॉर 35 years. Black Money Act is enacted only to arrest people. And we garib, bhuka, nanga people, no? We don't have property or asset in India. Where is the question of foreign asset? मतलब भाई इंडिया में तो ले लो पहले. You understand? We are not aware of this law. And we were not aware of the process when it was being enacted. ठीक है, syllabus में आया तो we started learning it. The rich people immediately got an idea of what is going to come. 2015 was the year where these people ran away from India. Whether it was the Modis or the Choksis or all of them. That's the time because they knew अभी इंडिया में रहेगा तो खत्म है. खत्म, टाटा, बाय बाय, गया. In India, there is no life anymore. Okay? तो Black Money Act में it is treated that you have undisclosed foreign income and asset if you don't show in your income tax return. But for that return filing has to be compulsory, no? So that year they amended that section 139 of return filing in income tax and they said ROR has to compulsorily file return. So knowledge of ordinary, not ordinary is going to be useful till the end of your CA studies. Next 5 years it is going to be useful and it is only a matter of 2 lines. They have given us 2 conditions. 1, and 2. Don't write anything. Focus करो. लिखना बाद में when I actually start write. If you fulfill both conditions, then you are ROR. So what is the difference in step 1 and step 2? In step 1 they say 1 or 2 or 3. 1 or 2 or 3. That means to become resident you fulfill any one of them. So you are a resident. But in step number 2, between condition 1 and condition 2, they have written the word and means ROR tabhi hoga if you fulfill both. If you fulfill both conditions. So 2 conditions will be given. And what do you have to do? Satisfy both. If you satisfy both, so you will become ROR. Therefore, if you dissatisfy any one of them, then what will happen? And what was the rule in step number 1? Satisfy any one so you become resident. So dissatisfy all and become non-resident. So here if you satisfy both so you will become ROR. Dissatisfy any one so dissatisfy both so you become non-resident. The fact that you are in step number 2 means assessee has become resident. If it was a non-resident, he would have become non-resident in the step number 1 itself. And you would have never come here. If you have come here, means he is resident. Now, he can either be this or he can be this. If you satisfy both, then ROR, otherwise RNOR. अगर NR होता तो we will never come in step number 2. Correct है? Understood? हाँ? तो step number 2, only 2 conditions we have to do. Condition 1, once again, in India. मतलब once again, can I say just like 182, just like 60, just like 365. Once again, our target is physical presence. If you were in India for a period of 730 days or more. So, 182 we checked in the previous year. 60 in the previous year. 365 we checked in last 4 years. 730 days or more during 7 immediately preceding previous years. English. 7. So can I say which is the relevant previous year for your exam? Jisme you check 182 and 60, 22, 23. So if we have to check the last 7 years, forward to there in 365 also, no? 18, 19 tak. That means how many more? 3 more. Go in reverse order. 17, 18. In other words, 1/4/15 से लगा के 31st March 22 तक का पीरियड ऑफ 7 years में मिनिमम. बाकी सब कंडीशन सेम एज 182. Equal to is covered, it can be higher, place is irrelevant, purpose is irrelevant. Continuous not necessary. 2 years, supposingly 15, 16, 16, 17. 2 साल full year you were in India. हो गया ना 730, 365, 365. Remaining years will not change. Total has to touch 730 days. Is that understood? All of you? That means in the 60 wala condition we have to check 4 years ka 365. But in the step 2 ka additional condition for ROR we have to check 7 years ka 730 days. अब आप बताओ between condition 1 and 2 I will write which word? And के or? Who said or? That was Hindi wala or. You're very clever, no? ये पूछा तो नहीं ना घर पे जाके डोमेस्टिक कंपनी नहीं. डोंट डू दैट. डोंट प्लीज डोंट डू दैट बिकॉज सी आई एम नॉट अफ्रेड इफ देयर इज नो आंसर बट गुड चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स मे हैव द आंसर. दे आर लाइक क्या बोल रहा था बे तू. आई डोंट वांट टू टेक. डोंट आस्क. एवरीवन नोज. ऑल सीएस नो द मीनिंग ऑफ डोमेस्टिक. इट्स ओके. यू डिडंट आस्क नो काका काका. नहीं. Don't ask. It's okay. It's okay. And why and? Because this time we have to satisfy both conditions. Are you correct or no, Mitro? Second condition. If you were a resident, how do you become resident? Step number 1. If you were a resident in at least, can I say once again minimum? At least is nothing but greater than and equal to only. 182 be at least, 60, 360, 730, they are all at least. Minimum 2 out of, this time they say, 10 immediately preceding previous years, matlab last 10 years. See, 4 years में we check 365. Either 7 years में we check 730. Now 3 more years. matlab 14, 15. 13, 14, 14, 15, 13, 14, 12, 13. Can I say your last 10 years will be 12, 13 to 21, 22? Check kar lo, count them on your fingers. Check that. Last 10 years. Barabar? This period is a period of 10 years. Out of this 10, minimum, can it be higher? Minimum, can it be higher? Minimum 2 years you have to be a resident. How do you decide? एक idea देता हूं. Go to 21, 22. Check 182. Check 63, 65. Anyone fulfilled, you become. If all not fulfilled, all dissatisfied, you become non-resident. Repeat for 2021. 19, 20, 18, 19. Repeat. 10 times. 10 years. Minimum 2 answers should be. Yes, nahi. Minimum 2 answers should be resident. होता है 4 घंटे का बाद. Minimum 2 answers should be resident. Have we understood this? Yes. And then you will be treated. अच्छा दोनों होना चाहिए. Both conditions. And. So both conditions. Then you will be treated as ROR. If you do 730 but not 2 years ka resident, then non-resident. RNOR. If you do 2 years but not 730, then RNOR. And if you don't satisfy both of them, so still RNOR. Because that is why we are performing the step 2. Otherwise, we'll stop at step 1. Is this clear? Additional conditions. Last May, when they brought that 12365, and they also brought that third wala condition in step 1, not a resident anywhere else than resident here. Those 2 conditions came in the same budget, 2020. So auntie said that, just a conclusion, anybody is becoming resident due to 12365. Means citizen or PIO coming for a visit, income exceeding 15 lakh. Which income? India ka total, foreign ka from Indian sources. foreign sources from control from India. That is going to make you resident with 12365, or you are becoming a resident due to not a resident anywhere else. Can I say that was the last condition?
Yes, sir.
I am just writing the condition in short. Actual condition was citizen, income more than 15 lakh, not a resident anywhere else. Here also, citizen or PIO, coming for a visit, income more than 15 lakh, all those conditions. But were there people who were becoming resident due to this or this? These people, both of them, will always mandatorily be treated as RNOR. They will not be treated as ROR. They will be mandatorily treated as RNOR. These two who are becoming resident because of 15 lakhs. Arey, what was common in these two, you know? This was also 15 lakh and this was also same income in fact. Correct? These people will be always RNOR. You will not check 730 or last 10 years. You will not check all that. Check ही नहीं करना है. They are by default going to be treated as RNOR. Sir, logic क्या है? Logic is hidden in that scope of total income. Scope of total income है ना? In that logic is hidden. So when we do scope of total income, I'll tell you the logic. As of now, what is the rule? Those who are becoming resident because of 15 lakh. So whether it was 6365 or it was not a citizen, not a resident anywhere else, they will all be treated as RNOR. Is that clear? So congratulations, Mitro. Finally, that was our residential status of individuals. Individual का residential status hereby comes to an end. अभी टाइम तो है अपने पास, तो I am not going to leave you. The style. First time in our third lecture, we are actually going to solve something. It is better to do it right now only, so that whatever you have studied is a little fresh. So little questions now, and then tomorrow at 1 o'clock you must have forgotten everything. Huh? Did you just say yes? No? Then we will practice more for further clarity. So we are now going to go to question. First chapter was basic concepts. There was no question. Questions are starting from second chapter, residential status. Now you will have to tell me. You know, in the middle of the chapter there are questions. Yeah, I will only show you. Wait. Residential status ka chapter is starting on page number 7. First question is coming. Question number 1 on page number 8 itself. 9. Okay. Page number 9. Question number 1. Page number 9. We'll solve this so that we get an idea about how questions are solved in residential status. Okay? And after all the chapters, we have our additional question bank, which you can later practice. Every time I do questions in class, first time ho raha hai, there is a rule. Someone in the class will have to read the question loudly. मैं बहुत पक 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 बहुत करता है for hours and hours continuously. I don't have to show my talent of reading questions. तो कौन पढ़ रहा है? हाँ कर. I don't mind. कोई भी करो.
Question 1. Mr. X comes to India for the first time on 1st July 2022 at 2 p.m. He leaves India on 30th December 2022 at 1:45 p.m. Determine the residential status for the previous year 22-23.
Can I say the required part is very, very clear? Now, sir, what do you mean by required part? Not in tax, but in all subjects. Do this and we will give you marks. What does the question want from you? So, when you write your answer, see what you are going to do. What is the required part? That is what we will give as our heading also. Determination of residential status. Some questions are solved questions, some questions are unsolved. Unsolved ones we will be doing here. Like this, we have to do it in writing. Correct or no? Okay. whenever you want to determine residential status of any assessee, first step will be that you will have to check the stay of the current year. देखो 182 also in the previous year होता है, 60 also in the previous year. Then if 60 is fulfilled, then we go to last 4 years. One thing is very clearly stated that he has come to India for the first time. So even if he becomes resident, last 10 में से he is not fulfilling anything, 737 years he is not fulfilling, he'll become RNOR. But can we do that step first? First current year. Current year में we will see what is his stay. In 22-23, what is his stay? He came to India for the first time on 1st July 22 at 2 p.m. That means, can I say 1st July 22? He was in India only for how many hours? 10 hours. एक काम करते, let's ignore 1st July for the time. Last में we will take July का and 30th December का time. Add करके we will see 24 hours. If it is touching 24. Other than that, can I say July में therefore we can take 30 days. First only we are excluding. Continue. August. 31. Now उसके लिए you should also know how many days in each month. That's also a task. September. 30. October. 31. November. 30. December. 29. Why 29? Because 30th we are as of now leaving. What is this total? 181. It comes to 181. Very close. Okay. If he touches 182, so he will become resident. Okay. If 182 does not happen, then also 63, 65 can't happen. No, first time he has. So that second option is not available. The only way to make him a resident is, let's see, 1st July, 10 hours, 30th December. That's the only day we have left. No? How much? How 1345? So 12 midnight to 12 noon, 12 hours. Correct? Plus 1 hour, that is 13 plus 45. 13 hours, 45 minutes. So effectively it comes to 23 hours. अरे यार 15 मिनट और रुकता तो रेसिडेंट 15 मिनट के लिए बच गया. 15 मिनट just like 15 lakh is Modi ji figure, 15 minute is Akbaruddin Owaisi. No, you don't know who is Akbaruddin. Asaduddin Owaisi is member of parliament. His brother Akbaruddin Owaisi once in a speech in Hyderabad said 15 मिनट के लिए पुलिस को हटा दो फिर दिखाता हूं. He said that. Well, had it been 15 more minutes, this will become 24. We add 1 day here, so he becomes resident. Still RNOR. क्योंकि फर्स्ट टाइम तो लास्ट 4 years का तो कोई सवाल ही नहीं है, लास्ट 7 years का कोई सवाल नहीं, लास्ट 10 years का नथिंग. ओके, बट ईयर तो he is not completing 182. He is completing 60 but not 365. Question is not speaking anything about his income, so you can't assume that it is more than 15 lakh. Therefore, the assessee is a non-resident. Did you understand? This is how you are going to analyze and solve. Okay, ठीक है. इसको तो PDF में convert करके देगा. You know, you focus. Are you actually like copying now? अभी आप कैसे कॉपी कर सकते? अभी तो आपको रुकना पड़ेगा. ओके, वी फोकस ऑन द सेकेंड क्वेश्चन. सेकेंड क्वेश्चन करके आई लीजिए. ठीक है. X is in India for 300 days in 22-23. If it does not maintain this data of timing, what did we say? Maintain data of time. If you maintain, so we count 24 hours as 1 day. If you don't maintain, so incoming and outgoing both will be not given. If he had not maintained the data of 2 p.m. and 1:45, so we will include both these days and make it 183. So बोलना, what is the confusion? What we did was, you go and check whether assessee is maintaining data of when, what time he came and what time he left. First tell me, is this assessee maintaining that data? He is, nahi to 2 PM 1:45 kahan se mila? That's the whole thing, no? Is he maintaining data? Yes. So we will count his hours. Once it touches 24, we will make it 1 day. If this part, that is 2 PM and 1:45 PM, was not given to us, that means he came on 1st July, left on 30th December. We will count both those days. If the timing was not given, we will count both. Samjha? So for those who don't maintain timing ka data, we include the incoming as well as outgoing. Okay? Chal. Ha, read no. Second question.
Mr. X is in India for 300 days, previous year 22-23. His stay in the preceding years is given here.
Year under. Matlab, can I say last about 10 years ka data is given to you? 0, 300 and all this. Determine his residential status for previous year 22-23. Every time you determine residential status, what is the first thing you check? First step you check. Stay in the relevant previous year. What is that? Stay. We don't need to check anything after this. Once it is 300, we don't need to check anything. Therefore, the assessee has become. Now, do you understand? 60 or 365 or anything is not a citizen anywhere, not a resident anywhere else. Nothing is relevant. 182 is that powerful condition that thereafter you don't have to check it. So he has become a resident. Now that he has become a resident, we will perform our step number 2. What is our step number 2? 2 conditions. Condition 1, last 7 years ka 730 days, and condition 2, last 10 में से minimum 2 he has to be a resident. Okay? चलिए, first add last 7 years का 730 days. Can I say till year? You will check. 0, 300, 0, 350, 50, 50. तो last 7 years. चलो notebook में करता हूं क्योंकि इसको you will convert, no? Question 2. Heading will be same, determination of residential status. Okay. Step number 1. In the previous year 22-23, what is your stay? After this, I don't have to check anything, and therefore the assessee has become resident. Step number 2, here we will decide ROR or RNOR. For that, last 7 years ka stay. Have you all verified? 800 days. Is 800 730 or more? Yes. And last 10 years में से, tell me the condition, no? Minimum 2. It can be more, but minimum 2. देखते. This is 0. So non-resident. This is 300. तो resident. 0. अरे देखो 0 है ना, तो direct I am writing. 60 होता तो I would have checked last 4 years. Correct or no? Non-resident. 350. खत्म, टाटा, बाय बाय, गया. 18, 19 and 2021. Same, correct years I have written. 18, 19 and 2021. Is he a resident in 2 years? Minimum 2, and therefore this assessee becomes resident and ordinary resident. Is that clear? Okay. Homework. Question 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Homework. A. Homework में condition है. You will not read the answer even if it is printed. Sir, solve करके पढ़ू? No. Just solve and let the answer remain in your notebook. This is not like literally that homework wala homework. I am going to do this. I can't just do 2 questions and say, हो गया residential status. I'll do all the questions. आपका practice will be additional question then. Class का questions I will be doing. Correct है? But do it to see your level of confidence. And tomorrow when we do the questions, sir, how much I did on my own, right or wrong? And still don't check. क्योंकि class में we will discuss like you have not done anything. Okay? तो अगर answer read कर लिया, then you are defeating the purpose. You will solve it and not read the answer even after solving. है इतना control, self control? Okay? So I will see you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. Please. Bye bye.